See, take it away.
Before the dwarves march on Tomakip, the virtues discuss the plan with Tomorrow one more time, sharing with him some of the information that Abrashmina gleaned from her divinations. And they discover that the dwarves are aware that their approach will be detected and that the mind flayers will be prepared for them. So uh, they manage to convince him to let the virtues try and go ahead and approach while under the protections of the helms so that they can be undetected. Um, they share a little bit of their plan with him and restore his memory. Demario agrees to hold off the assault to give them some time to get to the city and try their stealth approach. Um, so Abrashmina summons Ramiel, um, and he turns into a giant shawl bird to carry them all to the city. He's turned invisible by Burin, I think, or one of the tokens. Uh, but he flies us to the city and perches on the ziggurat/pyramid, while Declan sinks down into the stone via his ring to go scouting. He hears voices almost immediately, and but they don't notice his approach, but he hears their two voices coming from a large chamber in front of him. So he returns to the group, and we basically uh, get a nod from the giant shell bird that the elder brain is below them. So they stone shape a giant hole into the roof and fall into the chamber and kick some brainy butt. Um, Getting our ambush off and managing to get managing to get their ambush off and managing to get a little bit of time uh, with the elder brain via wall of stone before the wizards show up, or before the rest of the wizards show up. uh, Battle goes pretty decently at first, and then it goes to shit, and it looked like things were gonna go real bad. But then Bryn hears Shay's voice in her head, and she does some sort of psychic mind blast and manages to free Makud from a stun that he had been locked into. And then between him and Declan and everything else, they do the smashy smash and kill the brain. And oh yeah, and Vale showed up and made Abarashmina's staff stronger. And we left off with J is for justice, with the which the virtues pursue.
Indeed. So you all stand in the chamber of the Elder Brain. The corpses of the wizards kind of lying scattered around the room, and the like desiccating, um, sludgy remains of the Elder Brain's half-built body, just lying like higgledy-piggledy around you, and you're all kind of like up to your knees in it, just about. Um, and there's this kind of brief moment of quiet before you hear like a very loud rumbling, and the ground and walls begin to shake, and you see like dust kind of falling out of the corners of the room. It seems that the ziggurat is falling apart.
Did we have enough time at the end of last session to do a search and like check the bodies and stuff, or no?
I don't think you did.
Okay, I think we said we're going to try to, but if you're saying that we don't have that time, then we have
So
some stuff. So
you have 4 rounds of
okay.
combat until the ziggurat crumbles. So
And there's a hole in the ceiling. How far up?
the ceiling was about 90 or 60 feet tall. I think.
60 feet.
Yeah.
Or there's an entire ziggurat to go through.
Yeah.
Cool.
Think we need to run.
Do you guys have a quicker way out of here, or do you want me to make an exit?
No, I think
Thinking-
Bryn and I can handle this. Or Rabrishmina as well, actually now too.
No, can you? I am.
Oh,
I am
dimension
a bit-
door.
Oh yes. Oh yes, we can dimension door, I suppose. There is only 4 of us now. Abrashmina says, looking down at her gym. One round of looting and then we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, we can look
Can we
around.
each get like an investigation check?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so good at those.
Gimme them checks.
Maybe inspire someone if you want
That's true.
guides.
Oh wait, so
Inspire
let's see how much. Let's see how much inspiration I actually have left. I have
My
some inspiration. I can.
I should probably go to Makud.
inspire- To Makud, okay.
I mean, I was gonna say you, but
Oh no, I mean I don't need it. I would rather
Okay.
because the more people roll high.
I mean, if you get
the
like
more
a
stuff we
40,
get,
you might like find the secrets of the afterlife or something.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I'll make do with a 23.
Okay.
I'm gonna do with the 39.
Are you kidding me? 39?
39.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I got an 18. That's
Okay.
fine.
Mina, are
18.
you guiding anyone or?
Guide myself and get a 17.
What's your inspiration? Inspiration die?
A D10.
No word of a lie. I've just rolled 20.
Nice.
I could take a picture if you want.
Nice.
That's,
No,
that's
no.
why I had to repeat that question twice. 'cause
Now
I
you
wasn't
roll a
supposed
goddamn 20.
to. The combat is over. I could go back to rolling 20.
Not on all those intelligence saving throws.
No. That is another 6, and that is -2, so 24. But I did crit.
That is kind of crazy.
Okay,
that
so
Makud search better than Declan.
who got? So Makud got the highest, did he?
Yes.
Yes.
So-
I plunge my fist into something and come up with gold.
Yeah. So you reach down and you realize that you like put your hand through his stomach and he'd swallowed all his magic items.
I found them, which is the first place I looked.
No. So Makud, you go over to the wizard with the gecko head, and you like reach into his kind of the folds of his jacket and you found like a small square bag. Looks to you like a bag of holding with any number of things inside.
I found a bag. He turns around like triumphantly to see what everyone else has.
Yeah.
Well done.
Who was next highest?
Declan.
23, I think I rolled.
23.
Yeah, 12 plus 11. Yeah.
Okay. For 23, please roll me a D100.
You got it. Anything for you.
Thanks, babe.
68.
68. Okay. You reach into your or reach into the folds of this guy's gown, the one with the cat's head, and you pull out a very strange looking wand. It's got like these kind of like serpentine patterns and scales all up the sides of it, and it seems to be made of like a very kind of heavy, thick metal.
Snaky wand, eh?
A wand of snake.
Pikachu.
Wand of
Snake-
snakery.
It's just a wand of snake.
Snickery.
A danger noodle wand.
Yeah,
Cool.
a dried danger noodle. Who's next highest?
Bryn
I
with an 18.
Bryn got an 18. Roll me a D100, please, Bryn.
Oh, no danger noodles from me.
Well, it depends if you roll a 68 or not.
I have 52.
Slightly smaller danger noodles.
Maybe a majestic flat.
Find a wand of worm.
It's working our way down the food chain.
Yeah. No, this one doesn't seem to have any magic items on it, but you do open a pouch and find a large diamond similar to the ones that Abrashmina uses inside.
All right.
What
diamond.
wizard was that?
Let me fucking check. I have no idea.
The remaining one.
Dog or bat?
That would have been the bat.
Okay.
And what did Abrishmina get?
A 17.
Okay, you also get a roll.
Ooh,
Just.
I was worried I wouldn't. 46.
46. You also do not find any magic items, but instead find a very, very hefty looking bar of platinum, which is worth 100 platinum.
I wanted to make sure that Makood's fire opal gets picked up.
Okay.
I think when the crown disintegrated, I
Yeah,
did
I-
ask.
I'm pretty
and
sure you
it wasn't
grabbed it.
destroyed, and I basically
Yeah.
grabbed it.
Okay.
you did?
It fell off
Okay.
my face. Yeah.
You guys have
Okay,
3
I was
rounds.
But thank you for checking.
You said worth 100 platinum?
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Okay.
guys have 3 rounds. The walls are like, you see like these large cracks like down the sides. Of the ceiling
Was there
above you.
a clearing that we saw clearly as we were flying over, like within 500 feet of, the ziggurat, more or less?
Yeah, you guys wouldn't have been able to see the ground. If you remember, the ziggurat is like the height of the Burj
Yeah.
Khalifa.
That is typical. We'll just have to 500 feet out and fall down.
Could do that.
Right into the Sarlacc pit.
Bah.
Well, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, because I used feather fall on myself to fall into the
Was that your one
into
use
the
of
ziggurat.
featherfall?
I might have made a thing.
I seem to remember you having 2.
Doesn't Brienne have a featherfall?
Yeah,
Does she have a featherfall? Yes? No?
no.
No.
I
No?
think we could probably just teleport 500 feet outside and like onto the ground, like.
You're more than
Something like
500
this,
feet in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
It's
we're
a
like,
big
wait,
old pyramid.
Yeah.
Oh well, we have word of recall, right? No. Shit.
Like, I have no
Sorry.
spells, dude. No spells. We haven't rested yet. We have we don't have a choice. So this is going to be like, it's a ziggurat. It's a pyramid, apparently, right? So
We can slide down the
That
side.
pyramid, isn't
yeah,
it?
Abrashmina is just going to dimension door up to the hole and slide down with Makoot.
Oh, you've left them down. Okay.
Anyway, we don't have time to dilly dally, right?
That's
Sure.
what
I was going to say Makuda's stepping towards the wall to knock through it while you guys are talking, but you see him take a step and then you grab him and he's just on top
Yeah.
of them.
So that's what you do, is it?
Now falling.
I mean, there's not really anything else to do because
Good.
That pyramid or the...
yeah, it's pyramid, right? You said it's.
I thought it was just
I
described as-
believe. I
It wasn't
believe.
discovered as a ziggurat, but
It's
had
a
pointy
ziggurat that-
top.
Yeah, I believe I described it as a ziggurat.
You did.
Yeah,
totally
but then you.
They don't
Yeah.
have pointy tops.
Yeah, they don't have pointy tops.
They tend to be stepped.
They do tend to
called
be
it as-
stepped, don't they?
That's the definitive difference. Yeah.
Well,
But we
then-
were holding on to the peak of the slippy, slidey walls.
You were.
Because there wasn't a flat surface up there.
There isn't that high.
okay.
Right.
Declan's gonna look over to Bryn and say, "Do you have any spells left?"
I won't even answer him. I'll just grab him and go.
Brynhild!
All right.
Okay, dexterity saving throws from everyone, please.
I am
Makood.
looking forward to sliding down a Mind Flare pyramid. Makood is looking forward to it. Is this from a threat that I can
Makood,
see?
I was about to say, I'll be generous and say you can see the pyramid.
I'd say so.
Thank you. That went from a 3 to a 13 plus 9. Plus 3 for 16.
Okay, that's a pass.
Yay.
Everyone else?
If Abrashmina is to pop out her wings once we get out there, can she have an advantage?
I mean, you could just fly up if you
Yeah,
wanted.
I mean, but
You don't have to.
I had to get Makoot. I didn't want to avoid this.
If you
total.
you can this dexterity saving throw is for the end of the slide, so
Oh,
you can
okay.
just take off and leave your friends
yeah.
to their inevitable doom.
Yeah, with my 7 on my save. Yeah, I would rather
Okay.
fly away.
Bryn,
Fly
Declan.
Natural 20.
Boom.
Ooh. Declan rolled a 19 total.
Okay, so everyone passes or cheats. So you guys.
Using the resources at her disposal.
So you guys come to the top. You slide down, and there's like for cinematic reasons, a crack like following you at the same pace, like kind of wiggling down behind you, and more kind of spread out from it like rivers.
Just saying, for reasons the chimes are being activated as he goes down.
Sounds good. Just from the jangling of him like shaking his head. You guys turn around, you see like the top of the pyramid kind of crumble in on itself, and it kind of crumbles in, like out slowly coming outwards, following you. Your stomachs all like lurch as you get to the end, where you suddenly drop off into nothingness, and fall for quite a while before you land on a flat surface. You're all going to take half of some damage. Except Abrishmina.
Was there any potential to jam a weapon into the wall to slow the fall?
Yeah, I have some ideas for things that I could do to like prevent damage if I have the opportunity.
Or did we kind of get flung off the edge, clear of the wall?
I mean,
and free fell?
the thing is, you definitely can, but then it will catch up with you. The cracking.
Oh, sure.
That's why it's their mechanic, or as a story mechanic.
Okay.
So you can if you want. It may go better. It may go worse for you.
You guys did get healed at the end of the last session. I hope you added that to your character sheets.
think so.
Mass
D&D
kill
Beyond
23.
automatically.
I mean, I'm 55 points down. I'm not sure if that's pre or post healing, to be honest. But we'll
I think
see.
that's post because you went down pretty hard.
Yeah.
You got
Yep.
smacked pretty hard. Yeah.
Okay.
You take half of 28 points of damage, 14, as you basically fall and land, and you realize you're kind of on a second tier of the ziggurat, and like look up, and you can see just the central like column kind of collapsing in on itself, and then after a few seconds of respite, you see like cracks begin to form in the platform you're standing on.
Oh, they're not
At
even.
the same-
No,
Yeah.
Hold on, the
that
whole
was
city is
reduced-
collapsing?
no, the ziggurat.
Oh,
We hit a second
we landed on a
platform on the way
platform.
down.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Just saying the chimes are active, so you actually take 7
Oh
rather
yes,
than
yes,
14.
yes.
So,
Uh,
did Declan take that damage too? I was going to see if I could try to do something about it.
Yeah, you can.
If you
Okay.
slow your descent, the crack catches up with you before you have time to leave, is what he was
Well,
saying.
so Declan, when he phases through stone, his movement automatically slows. So could he kind of, like, he'll still be carried by momentum, but could he kind of phase into the stone to slow his own descent?
Sure.
But then you'd fall into.
But
the
if you
ziggurat.
slow your descent, like
the crack,
the
is gonna
crack
catch
catches
you,
up
is
with
the
you.
problem.
And then
Oh,
there
I
won't
see
be
what you're
stone
saying.
under you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
fair enough.
use your reaction to not take the damage because you succeeded a dex save.
I mean, it's 7 damage.
Evasion.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just take it.
Yeah, badass.
Evasion.
Yeah, okay. You guys have another round before the platform you're standing on is ruined.
Okay.
Can we see the ground yet?
No.
Abrashmina is just going. Can I give them advantage on their next dex save by pointing out a path of least crumblage?
Make me a... I'll say make a survival check.
Survival. That is a 23.
Okay, sure. So I imagine it's more you can see where the crack is coming first. And to anticipate that, kind of show them the best part to jump down. You can see like this, the sides of this are kind of like a pyramid as well, sloped. You think this
How
is
deep
kind
is
of
the slope?
like
the angle?
do you mean steep? Yeah.
Yeah, steep, sorry.
It's no worries. I was just trying to parse. It makes sense. It's like 45 degrees.
I mean, could
pretty-
I make an
pretty steep.
acrobatics check to just run down it? Like, without having to slide, just, like, kind of control, and then maybe get, like, advantage on dex saves or something? I don't know.
I just gave
I mean,
you-
you've already got advantage, and I would also say, like,
Okay.
if you've ever run down a hill, you have way less control than sliding on your bum.
Oh, no, for sure. But, you know,
Uh,
Declan's a badass.
True.
Make it look cool.
Yeah. You can do it as long as your arms are pointing out behind you in an anime run.
I mean,
Then I'll allow it.
If I could, if it makes more sense to slide, then Declan will slide.
So they slide with advantage.
Slide with advantage.
Okay.
Another deck save.
17.
I rolled a 4, and then it went upgraded to a 14. So again, it added 10. How strange.
Damn.
Plus 3 for 17.
17's a pass.
18.
18's a pass. Bryn?
I got a 17 as well.
17's a pass. Okay. So you guys land.
We do the whole free fall, then hit another platform.
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled real well on this damage. You take half of 43 damage. So 21 half to 10.
If you succeed.
Again. Yeah. Because of the... Yeah, so you guys fall, and there's that kind of like stomach kind of goes up into your throat. And you land on another platform. And now when you look down, you can see the ground below you. There's... after another fall.
Declan, you won't be, or Dylan, you won't be taking any damage if you use your rogue's evasion, because it's a dex save.
I don't think that... Oh, I see what you're saying. That's true.
Yeah, succeed a dex save, you get nothing.
Yeah, how much is the last 2 rounds of damage?
17 total.
17 total after the chimes.
Yeah.
I wasn't counting your damage on the chimes because I thought you'd ignoring it anyway.
No, you're
Basically,
right.
Makud hits the floor and then you land lightly on top of him.
Right.
And step off.
Like dust off.
Makud has like the cartoon birds going around his head, or like little mind flayers. Or the little wizards with the different animal heads.
I just imagine like Abrishmina's flying, Bryn and Makud are just like fall, like landing on their backs, and then just every time Declan has to do a superhero landing, like fist in the ground, like stand up slowly.
I mean, he's having a secret awesome time.
Yeah.
Like the Metal Gear Solid combat roll at the end of it, like you do it at the end of the stairs, and you do like this cool flip.
Totally.
Declan's treating it as an excuse to invent the first parachute.
There you go. Once we land on the platform, I'll turn to Bryn and say, if you can port again, I can get Makud down to the surface.
Okay.
And then I'll touch Makud on the back and port us both to the surface with
Our dimension door down.
the duster.
Sounds good. So you guys all land and like turn to watch as it's a very, very strange sight because you look up and you see like this this like gigantic ziggurat pyramid that is like slowly kind of crumbling, but you can't see the top of it, and then all of a sudden it comes into view as the pyramid is just like crumbling in on itself. And
I mean, are we in like a blast radius for falling?
Yeah, you will need to scoot back. But I was just going to kind of describe that without making you guys do anything. So you kind of run back and just like feel the blast of wind as this gigantic building crumbles. I mean, I said it's like, you know, just a bit smaller than the Burj Khalifa, which is the biggest building in our world. And you guys kind of have this moment of relative silence as it's just like pebbles kind of bouncing off each other and just a gigantic pile of rubble in front of you. And standing in the city, it's obviously very dark and everything, but everything looks so old and abandoned. There's like, for so many people living here, there are just like spider webs and crumbling buildings in disrepair everywhere. It's a very strange sensation because you feel like you've just jumped off of a very much inhabited building into a place that had been deserted for hundreds of years. And as you turn around, it looks like Heaven's Gate, just corpses everywhere, mind flayers of all kinds just like lying, having just fallen where they are, like over benches and kind of ruined onto the ruined cobbles, just like face down, heads like looking kind of deflated, and blood and like black ichor just pouring from their ears and cracks in their skulls. And the stench is pretty unbearable.
Are we
Gross.
able to orient ourselves to where we think the dwarves will be appearing?
Yeah. So I mean, you're pretty sure they mentioned something about the center of the city, but it's hard to tell.
Well, looks like we made quite the mess. And he's kind of like a little bit just stretching out.
That we did. They put a great deal of faith in this elder brain and these wizards. Seems to have been their vulnerability.
Oh, Bryn, they're all dead. You can't see, can you?
I mean, not
You
really.
could probably smell it, though.
Oh, I can definitely smell it.
Abrashmina will cast light so that Bryn can see.
I mean, okay,
Sean will see.
I guess I won't get the drizzle about.
As you do, you hear from behind you, where the kind of rubble has settled and the silence begins to fall. You hear like some of it starts to move again, and there's like this very kind of deliberate, kind of what's the word for rubble sounds? There's rubble sounds.
Rumbling?
Grinding?
It's-
Rock shifting?
Yeah, so you know what I mean.
Earthquake noises.
Yeah, and you all kind of turn around to see like parts of the rubble lifting up, and you watch as like 6 creatures kind of stand up from near the edge. So they clearly like weren't near the middle. They were probably like right by the door, and they're like covered in dust. One of them has like parts of it broken off. These 6 10-foot tall creatures made of like this horrible like bronzish greenish metal, it looks like. They are kind of hunched over with these huge like central carapaces, and gigantic spiked mandibles, with huge fucking like what's the word? Like knives for claws. Sorry, my brain is just slow today with my descriptions. And their eyes are glowing this green, and because of all the dust around, it looks like they're kind of smoking from their eyes. And they all kind of turn their heads towards you and begin like stepping through the rubble, just like crunching bits of stone beneath their feet.
What are the chances that this is Sebastian Guard?
That is what I was going to say. Do they... I mean, they look very threatening with the dagger hands and all, but do they look violent in intent?
Yes.
I'm going to say in Terran, we mean you no harm. And do they respond?
No.
Well, then I shoot them in the face.
4,
Uh,
3.
How long has it been since Mina has popped out her wings?
3 rounds.
Okay,
all
good.
it took to leap down from that pyramid. Jesus, we were going quickly.
Yeah. But full damage in D&D is shit, so
Mm-hmm.
campaign 3
I
that will
mean,
change.
we're already fairly dead.
Yeah.
We haven't had a chance to get our level up HP, so...
I am glad that I healed you all when
Yeah.
I could.
Can we run?
Yeah, can we to the center square or something? Abrashmina yells, and backing up towards where we think the dwarves are going to be.
Sure.
Guiding
said
bolt
there's-
as I go.
So
Yeah.
there's 4 of them?
6.
6, Jesus.
You don't think the dwarves are going to get here for hours.
Oh, still, but
But sure.
they said it was real defensible over there.
We need to
Nice.
get a terrain advantage over them.
Or find a place to hide?
They can burrow through the ground. Likely they can see us without needing to see us.
Yeah.
Oh, Here's a bit of a.
Are we in initiative?
Yeah.
We're
Are
about to
we?
be.
Okay. Uh. Abrashmina has like a flash of inspiration and is going to cast Dispel Magic on one of the bastions. If they look like constructs. I don't know.
So Declan, you did say you shot one of them, so I don't know if that
I
was
want to.
resolved
I
or-
want to take a whole bunch of actions, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone gets like a surprise round basically, and then we'll go
Okay.
into initiative. So we'll deal with Minas first. Okay, you're gonna need to make a roll for that.
Okay. That is me casting, not using the token. Ooh, that's an 18 on the die plus 6 for my modifier, making that a 24.
Okay, you see one of them just like step towards you, and its body just like falls apart. Like just these big like metal plates that just clang, 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 clang.
That is the only one of those I had, Abrashmina yells.
What did you cast?
Dispel Magic.
Dispel magic. Okay, good thinking.
But backing up from them.
Yeah, as I'm backing up, I'm gonna use my mind link ability to
Sure.
speak telepathically to a creature.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell it to stand down. The battle's over in 1.
Which ability is this? Sorry, just so I can double check
It's
it.
mind link. You can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 60 feet of you. You don't need to share language with
Okay.
the creature for it to understand you. Your
It's
telepathy.
it's space velociraptor stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that because it's kind of like a telepathic psychic thing, that maybe they'll think it's mind flayery.
Yeah, it was a language. You can make a deception check. Yeah, I was just asking because I wanted to know if they needed to understand her.
27.
Okay. You see one of them kind of grind to a halt and like cock its head. It's confused. We'll go from there, sort of thing. But for now, it's stopped.
Good
Makood
idea.
and Declan.
Go ahead, Makood.
Oh, no, you don't. Okay. I mean, I have don't do anything or engage them. And I suppose he hasn't heard the mine thing. I mean, they shut something down, and they're advancing on his friend. So, how far were they?
They are, for now, about 40 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna advance 20 feet closer, so they're only 20 feet away, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to use Vrak, the cave
Yes!
shotgun, and I'm gonna throw it. I don't know if they count as giants. Probably not.
They
but-
don't, I'm afraid, sir.
Okay. I just have to ask like every time now, even if it's like halflings or gnomes
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
fighting.
But
So
Giant gnome.
Yeah.
Person.
miniature
That's-
space giant.
That's what you don't know all along is Declan's been a giant gnome this entire time.
Technically, yes, he is a giant
Uh,
of spirit.
of
character.
spirit.
Make me that sweet, sweet attack roll.
So it returns, so I can use all my attacks.
Boom, boom,
So-
boom, boom.
You see him as he runs, like he sort of almost swings like a shot putter, and throws this thing, and it soars over towards them.
Yeah, and so as you guys see Makood like swinging it, the hammer kind of takes on like a slightly different appearance. You see that the head of it is this very kind of thick metal piece, and as he swings it and like releases, you can see that on the swing round it's kind of like there's a trail of like burning kind of green light, and he releases it and it flies towards them, kind of, and you can see the head of it kind of becomes a little molten and like shapes itself into a much more aerodynamic shape that just like flies like a bullet towards the Bastion Guard.
Also, I'd rage as the bonus
Sure,
action.
sure,
I
sure,
think
sure,
is
sure,
running
sure,
up.
sure, sure.
So what? 23 and 26.
23 and 26 both hit.
Okay, he has 26 plus 12. 18 and 18 and 21.
18 and 21, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe these guys are already damaged from the
So-
cigarette falling on them.
Maybe. You could either flavor that as he throws it like through, or smashing past one of them and then it gets the other one on the return, or it comes back to him and he like
Oh,
lobs
were
it
those
again
were those on
once-
two different ones? Sorry.
Those are two separate attacks.
Okay.
I could be on the same guy. That's fine.
Up to you, mate, up to you.
Technically, I throw it and it comes back and then I throw it again.
Yeah.
But you could just say that was on the return because
Yeah.
it's cool that way.
Up to you.
I say it should be on the return as he throws it through or glancing blow against one of them and then it comes back and hits the one on like the back of the head or something.
Okay,
on the
yeah.
return,
Nice.
and then it comes back to him.
All right. Declan.
Are there buildings around?
Yeah, there's loads of buildings. They're like these kind of small square hovel type buildings. They're not very big.
Yeah. Okay. If I can get to, like, I don't know, some way I can climb up to a roof, maybe even like phase up through it a little bit, and then use the cover of the movement to pop out and take a sneak attack shot. So like move, hide, shoot.
Yeah, I think for Declan especially, like this is pretty mundane. I won't make you roll to get up there. Just give me a quick stealth check there.
You bet.
I might spend the other 20 feet in the movement, maybe moving back to the others. Maybe. No, I'm gonna stay there.
Yeah.
Declan's stealth roll is a 31.
Okay, so
18 plus 13.
you get to the top, but you can see some of their eyes are still following you.
So they're I'm not losing them.
Yeah, you think like in fact, yeah, you kind of phase through the wall, and as you do, you can hear like underground. There's kind of like insectoid clacking coming from them. Seems like they're kind of able to sense tremors of some description.
I see. Well, that sucks. But I will, I guess, just take a shot. Is Makud or Bryn threatening them in melee?
No, they haven't
no.
got there.
Not there.
I could have
alright,
been, but I thought it's alright.
You took the risk on the hide instead of the insightful fighting, unfortunately.
That's okay. I'll just hold my action until one of them is within 5 feet, and then I'll.
Oh, they're
take
probably
it.
gonna be.
Yeah.
I have
I'll
one.
just- yeah.
I have that token of dispel magic, but if they
It's
hit
a
real
level 6. You might want to save that for.
Yeah, I
when you
know.
need it.
I know, but it's an option. I'm throwing it out there so that you guys
Yeah, maybe.
see how hard they
See,
hit.
yeah. Makud is currently only has about 50 health, so we'll see how
No,
this
I
goes.
was sitting here like cursing myself the entire time for not ever taking an opportunity to pop out Mina's wings, but now I'm real glad that I had them. And same thing with the chimes. Got like fucked before you had a chance to pop them out, but now we're real happy about it now, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm on 36 health, man.
Oh. Yeah, I'm on
That's
49.
Not great circumstances.
I was trying to get us some space, but okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, we should definitely move away from them.
Yeah, but then we
we're-
took 2 of them down, maybe. Was it?
I mean, that one might come back in now that fighting's happening, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the thing. Should we roll initiative?
Sure.
As the
I mean,
DM,
if we win this, you can tell Makud to back off.
18 for Mina.
13 for Declan.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I only have +5 initiative though.
Only +5. I got a 14, beating Declan by 1.
God damn it. Killing me in the ability checks today, Dan.
That'll be a 9.
It's really rankling me.
9 for Jade. What was Mina, sorry?
18.
And Makud was 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they got a natural 20.
Right.
So, they'll
They
go
go as a
first.
group. Oh boy.
Yeah, they do, actually. But 2 of them are currently out of commission. So there's only 4 you have to worry about. For
I
now.
thought there were 4 in total.
There's 6 total.
Oh, 6 total.
6. Okay. Yeah, you know, I might use that other token.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. The first one kind of turns to look at you, Bryn, as it's advancing like 20 feet towards you guys. And its eyes kind of burn like very bright. And Bryn, you begin to feel pretty nauseous and strange. Can you make me a charisma saving throw, please?
Sure. That'll be a 30.
You fail. No, you're fine.
She just does like a Zoolander, like look at the camera.
Yeah.
Cold steel.
Yeah.
Magnum.
Oh, what a film. For sure. The next 2 are going to run to the nearest person to them, which is Makud.
I will, once they are within range of him, immediately shoot whichever's closest to him. I guess,
Yeah,
at the
sure.
moment.
Do it.
Oh god, I'm rolling dog shit today.
Don't roll that.
It's a stinky business.
It's
Sorry,
a
hold on.
stinky poo-poo.
It's apt description for these rolls. Sorry, 13. Bad.
Ooh.
To hit.
Mm-hmm.
Miss.
Makud has a +13. You can't get that roll.
Okay, Makud, they each get 3 attacks on you.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
It's alright, buddy. The first one's going to be a 22. The second one's going to be a 20.
Hang on. I have something. Didn't you give me a shield token?
I did.
They won't save me from that first hit, but Makud is going to see 2 people coming at him and know that he's pretty beaten up. He's just going to go and just smash it like in between his fists and shield up. So I will have a 22 AC for this.
You're gonna be really upset when you remember that you had a potion of like mental resistance that Declan made for you for that last fight, and you probably could have used it.
So Makud, you like crush this coin or stone token between your fist, and it kind of like there's a little bit of like dust that kind of pops up, and it turns into this kind of yellowish golden light that sort of just forms in front of you and then like solidifies into this this sort of like magical glass looking shield.
Then he gets punched in the face.
Yeah, straight through it. As it happens, though, you see like in front of your face is like a slightly darker section, in like a kind of in the shape of a sort of featureless, sort of squarish mask. And then you get hit real hard. But the other 2 of that guy's attacks miss. So
Yay.
the first one, you take
You're a wizard now.
7 slashing damage. And then
really? Okay.
and then the second one attacks.
Reduced to 1.
Yeah, this is how this ends.
Oh,
That's gonna be 24 to hit,
That's
and
that one hits.
another 24 to hit, and a 23 to hit. Fucking Christ, 15 or
Okay.
16, 16, 15 there. So you take 7 to 1 on the first one, 8 to 2 on the second one, and 11 slashing and 8 oh 6 7 8 9 acid damage on the last one, as it basically like rakes its claws through this like glass shield, and it kind of like splinters and cracks, and then it just sinks these massive mandibles into like the meaty part of your shoulder, and you just feel this burning sensation that like fizzes at your fur as it just like stabs you with acid.
11 and 9 full damage reduced. Then is that where they
That
should
was
be,
the
and then I
f-
reduced
that-
them down? Or did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
reduce
yeah.
them
That was
down?
the full.
That was the full.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's like 5, 2, and then that one is
Yeah.
4, 2.
And then
That's a 6 extra damage.
yeah. And then the last one is going to cast a spell on you.
From close up,
Because
or is he still far back?
He's got some distance.
Okay.
But he like throws out or kind of holds up one claw, and you see like the claws kind of pull back in a somewhat mechanical fashion. And then you see this like huge kind of spray of like greenish light just fly at you and envelop your body, and you just immediately feel sick. Constitution saving throw.
Come on,
You can
Makood. Oh no. That was not a good roll. That was not a good roll. I have advantage on strength saves, right? For being rage, not con. Is this... Oh, I have advantage on... Is this a spell? This is a spell. I get
Yeah.
advantage just from the beetle anyway, the scarab.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus. That went... I did 3 to 13 again. For some reason, the dice, the rerolls, like adding 10, plus 9 for Constitution, so 22.
Okay, so you take half of 54 necrotic damage.
Oh,
Jesus.
thank God. Thank God.
So you take 27.
Reduced to
Yeah.
13.
It's a good thing you passed the save.
Did you ever take your necrotic?
I did in the fight, I think, didn't I? I don't have it on my sheet anymore, so I believe he drunk it because he was actually
you get
smart.
another half of that. Then.
But that was in the fight up at the top of the thing.
I
We've now
suppose I had
fallen
to do it
down.
with it. Yeah,
And we did looting and stuff. I think it's probably just ended,
Yeah.
technically. But yeah, thanks. Otherwise, I would have started disintegrating, I'm guessing.
Bryn. Sorry, Dan. Bryn,
okay.
what's your spell save DC?
My save DC?
Yes.
Spell save, yeah.
18.
18. Okay, so you see the one that you had kind of given pause for a moment. Its eyes kind of focus in, and it begins advancing.
That wasn't a magical effect she did to it.
She
No.
deceived it, but
Yeah.
I think he just used that
I
as
was-
a...
Oh, okay.
I-
He just used it to set the DC. For
Yeah, it rolled a natural 18, so I wanted to, be reasonable. So, Abrishmina, your go.
Yeah. Knowing that her friends are very, very hurt and seeing... I am going to try to do my best to make sure that these things cannot hit her friends anymore. So she is going to cast Bane at the 2nd level
Okay.
to get 4 of them. The 2 on Makood, and the 2 that cast spells. She's gonna have to.
Sure.
She's gonna have to move up within 30 feet of them. So the 4 that she can get within 30 feet.
Yeah, that's going to be all actually but the spell one. He stayed where he was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Charisma saving throws.
Charisma, they suck. 14.
Fail.
2, 11, 13. All fail.
Okay, they all fail. They're all Bane.
Nice.
Yes, Bane on 4. Bonus action. She's going to do nothing. How close am I to Makud, and how close am I to my friends right now? I know I'm not near Declan because you went.
Well,
up
you
on a
said
roof.
you moved up closer, so how
Yeah.
close did you move?
To get within 30 feet to cast a spell.
Makoot
Okay,
moved up
then-
20, and they moved up 20 to meet him. You
Yeah.
might have moved 10 at least to get the guys near the back.
Yeah, so if you wanted to get the ones near the back, you'd pretty much need to be 10 feet from Makud.
Yeah.
Okay, I just
You
wanted
could
to.
be closer
Get,
if you
I
wanted to.
wanted to. I could be, but
You don't have to be, but and also you're flying, so you're up relatively safe. But
yeah, I want to be up off the ground, 10 feet. So 10 feet from Makud, but 10 feet up.
Okay.
Close enough to be a target, but not a dumb
Nice.
target.
Makud, it's your go.
Okay. One of the guys that he threw the hammer at, are they one of the ones that have come to beat him
Yeah.
up? How beaten up does that guy look?
He looks not quite, quite bloodied, but not too far off.
Okay. So after like taking the barrage of tiny hits and then the one slightly more hefty hit, he is gonna kind of square up to this guy. How big are they in terms of Makood?
They're about 10 feet tall each.
About 10 feet tall. So still within a good swing. He kind of like looks up at them both after and the hammer is returned to him. I presume it's kind of re-solidified
Yeah,
into
yeah.
aerodynamic. He's going to do very similar to what he did to the elder brain child or whatever. He's going to like grab it, pull it down, and bring the hammer up into its small metal head.
Dope.
Or something. They were already. I don't have another shield. They were already hitting me fairly heftily. Do I want to give them all advantage? Do I want to hit them?
Do it.
I can save you from one crit, but not more than one.
Okay.
Do it.
He's gonna great weapon master and advantage and
Yeah.
see if he can just take this guy out. Gonna drop one of my dice. Oh boy. That went. One of them went from 3 to 11, so that's probably gonna miss. The other one went from an 8 to a 19, so I almost crit. So 11 plus 13 for 24 minus 5 for 18?
19.
19, sorry.
That hits.
Oh, quite. Awesome. The other one is going to hit then. So both of these have plus 10. Along with everything else. 9, 21, 31 damage. Oh, and that's a 10 as well on those dice for 22, 32. So 31 and 32 damage.
Okay, so you just bring your hammer like up into this thing's head, and its head just like caves in. You see its mandibles snap, and then it kind of like stumbles back, and you just, I imagine, like lift the hammer over your head and just like axe chop it down, and it just like explodes in metal. Fucking browners, mate.
These were guardians, right? What was the
Bastion guard.
Bastion guard? He's gonna like. Oops, sorry.
I was being dumb. Carry on.
Oh, okay. He's gonna like take a few steps back from his like execution and like look at the other one and like have his arms like wide and goes, "You are guardians of shit."
Makood spent like 6 months workshopping that. Love it.
Dan, how is Makud looking, like health-wise?
I have somewhere around 38 health.
Abrashmino would yell at you to use your potion of healing. Do you have another one?
Supreme and Greater, and normal healing, actually. Here's a full set. You do bonus action healing potion self?
Yeah.
Sure. He has been reminded.
Makood, when he's...
Sorry?
I was just going to say, when Makood Rage takes a potion, he just eats it.
Takes the 1 damage.
And it just, he like swallows the glass, but it all just heals up as it goes.
Okay, but imagine how metal that is. You're guardians of shit.
Crunch.
He's taken a supreme before. I was vaguely tempted to make him roll a d3 and see which one I took, but he's taken a supreme before.
Yeah, it's the biggest one, and Makood's not going to take the smaller one.
Probably
when
not.
There's a bigger one right there.
He probably would take the big one. He probably doesn't need to, maybe, but we'll see. Now, how many dice was that?
10d4, goodness.
I mean, if you get another disintegrate on you.
That's true, especially if he fails one.
Is
yeah,
that what they cast before disintegrate?
I believe so. Rob hasn't confirmed it, but it was
I'll
a
neither
hefty amount of
confirm nor
necro
deny, but it's not disintegrate.
Probably, maybe.
Blight, well, I did like 54 damage. It was scary stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it's one of my new favorites.
Okay, I just have to roll like a bunch of dice now. 12, 17, 21, 24, 26, 30, plus 20, 50 health.
50.
That was some good rolling.
Big time.
Eats potion bottle. Health.
Crunch. Is that your go?
Yes, that is all of my goes.
Declan.
There's 4 of them left? 5 of them left?
So yeah, there are 4 of them left. Because Avrishmina pulled one apart with magic. Makood pulled one apart with muscles.
Mm-hmm. So Declan's... It's Makood magic.
Muscle wizards.
Declan wants to try to find the edge of their tremor sense, or whatever sense it is from his point of view that is detecting him.
Sounds good.
So he's going to move away his full movement and sort of see if those eyes are still tracking him, or that sort of like tilt of the head or whatever.
Yeah, so you kind of sneak away.
Roof.
You'll still have to make a stealth check because they have dark vision. But about 60 feet away from them, that falls away.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll give you that stealth check.
Give me that stealth check.
That's going to be a 28.
You manage to hide.
Sweet. Well, then I will take a sharpshooter shot at anyone that has the most damage on it.
They all look identically unharmed.
Okay. Well, then whichever one is...
There's one right up in Makood.
I will shoot at the one all up in Makood. With advantage, and that's a 19.
Hit.
Nice.
Nice.
God, I am just sucking so bad today. With the sharpshooter damage, that is 36 points of damage.
36. Damn, son.
I think it was only the plus 10 that saved me from having like a 20. But
Yeah. Nice. And is that your go?
Yeah.
Brynhild. Bringing up the rear.
So I'm gonna move up into melee with them, up into combat with them. As I go, I'm going to take my last supreme healing and heal 48,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna take 2 swings at them. for a nat 1 and a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Alright, let's go some flourish on there. A defensive flourish to help me.
That's a good call.
19 points of damage.
19. Okay. And this, which one was this on? Sorry, just one of the other ones that had come
Yeah,
up,
one
or
of the
the
others
Maku one?
like
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
I'm not just taking a food skill.
Is that your go?
Yes, that is my go.
Sorry, how much damage did you do with flourish?
19. Wait, right?
19. Okay.
Okay. So, the one that is all up in Makud has an arrow kind of poking out of one arm. It like kind of pulls back its mandibles, and its face like pulls back and opens up, and it lets out this kind of roar. And it's gonna take these attacks. Reckless, Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
Well,
It technically doesn't have to because I reckless, but it's. If it
oh,
wants
okay,
to,
then
can.
yeah. It won't. I forgot. Then
Okay,
it will
no,
just
I
attack with
reminding
advantage.
you.
But it's still
You
using
don't know
Great
how
Weapon
stupid
Master.
the machine is, so.
Smarter than me, apparently.
Okay.
That's a 12 to hit, which misses on the first. That's a dirty 20 to hit. And that's a natural 20 to hit.
A 16, and no, it doesn't. Or no, it isn't.
They were baned.
Oh, they're banned. So
I had
just...
a -4
Yeah,
on that second one.
nice.
This-
So just the 20, which isn't
Just
a crit.
the crit, which isn't the crit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Master, but
You take 30 slashing damage.
On a negated crit rather.
Yeah.
Ow.
And
15.
11 acid damage.
Mandy blue.
Le man de bleu.
Mandy blue.
The one that shot you with a spell, Makud, he's going to run in and do the same thing.
is he Bane? One of the ones that is Baned?
Yes.
Wait, no.
No,
No,
he's not. He's not.
second
He's not. He's not. He's the only one remaining who isn't. So he rolls a dirty 20, a 16, and another crit.
Son of a bitch.
No!
Yeah, that was the last one, so that's gonna be main Dables, and that's gonna suck.
So the second one missed. So it's hit, miss, crit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The first one is
Pick up
gonna
a gold
be
potion for a reason.
yeah.
Like slashy hit with a -5
Yes.
on it.
Yeah. They've normally got +8. I'm giving them +3 on these rolls. So, what was I fucking saying? 11,
crit.
20, 21 slashing on the first with the claw, and then it leaps in and just wraps its giant mandibles around your neck, for the big daddy. So, 22. 27. Take 37 slashing, and oh boy, 21 acid, 58 all up.
Okay. So the 37, I think, is reduced to like roughly 17 and then 8. And then the acid is reduced from 21 to 10 to 5, right? Ish?
It would be
You don't reduce
18.
poison. Oh, yes, you do, because you're
18,
belt.
sorry, no, it's 50. Yeah, it's 15 plus 3, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, 18 on the first one.
Yeah, it's 18 and then 5.
And yeah, 10 to 5. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so 23 damage total. from that.
Um,
Up to 79 damage.
Bryn, the one you hit is going to cast that spell at you. It holds out its hand, its claws kind of fold back, revealing like a big kind of greenish gem. Fires that green necromantic energy at you. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Eight.
Boom. You take 59 points of necrotic damage. And for 1 hour, your hit point maximum is reduced by 59.
Oh shit.
Really glad you took that potion, Bryn.
Me too.
I just made a Kevin McAllister like Home Alone face.
I told you it was my new favorite.
Oh.
Ow.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you guys just see Bryn like enveloped with this green light. She doubles over and like vomits black and green bile.
Because I have no choice, Bryn, reduce the 59 by 9, because that is the remaining chime damage, and the chimes are out.
Boom.
They
So-
tinkled their last.
So you can heal up 9, and yeah, your maximum hit points is only reduced by 50. Makood coming in
Yeah.
clutch. So you just see Bryn and this like spirit of Makood's ancestor both vomiting.
I mean, I could actually do the spirit thing. I can
Yeah.
actually do it as a reaction. I should probably do that. 1 second. 3d6.
Yeah,
do it. My ancestor. She's within like 30 feet of me, right?
Right next to you.
Sure, yeah.
That grand total of 6. Great. Reduce it by a further 6 then.
Okay, so 44. Or heal up by 6. The last one, which is the one that Bryn had kind of confused but is back, is going to slowly raise its head, see Abrishmina, and point its fist at her. Abrishmina, Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. I have advantage against spells and magical effects.
This is a spell.
The 15 on the die plus 7 for 22.
You succeed. You take half of 61 damage. So you take 30.
30. And then I reduce that an additional half because I am an ace hammer. So like that light hits her and it kind of, the green kind of like flows through her and like goes through her wings, and she kind of like does like one of those like bird shudders, and it like flaps like the light away.
Yeah, and you see like there's kind of a ghostly outline around you, but instead of Ramiel, it's like there's the Bell Witch, and you see like a kind of ghostly veil over Abrishmina's head for a moment, but then it vanishes.
Interesting.
That is their go.
I mean, Ramiel was kind of busy being dissipated or whatever, so the Bell Witch did take over.
He's got to recorporealize on another plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the supply teacher. Abrishmina, it's your go.
All right, I'm going to do my new thing, which is I'm going to use Abrishmina's angelic grace to like kind of dive bomb fly down through, slap a hand on Bryn, casting cure wounds from the staff. So that'll be 21 points of healing to you.
21.
As Abrishmina kind of like flies through, she's gonna try and like barrel through like the two dudes that are there, trying to like, I don't know, distract them or something. I don't provoke opportunity attacks. She's just gonna kind of do like the whole like peregrine dive and just kind of like fly.
She comes just arcing through, and like Makood's fur ruffles Bryn's hair. Bryn, remember your hit points can't go above 74.
But she still took like a hefty chunk. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just
Healing her up.
keeping that in mind. Yeah.
And that is my go.
All right. Makood.
Okay.
Look at me, I did combat healing, you guys.
So one of them took an arrow.
Yeah, that's the one,
One of them
right
is
in
weaker
front
than
of
the
you.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
the
the
one
only.
that-
He's also the only one who hasn't cast spell yet. So
Interesting.
if there's one to
Could
finish
probably
off,
wouldn't work that out, but yes. He got hit, although he throws the other one off that mandibled him
yeah.
nastily, and he's gonna go for the arrowed one, seeing that it is weak.
Clang clang.
Great Weapon Master Reckless trying to end the fight. Oh god, those are not great. I think one of those is going to miss. One was a 20, -5 for 15. I presume 15
That
misses.
misses, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the extra healing I do because of the mantle. Brain, you're probably going to be maxed out now. Probs.
Is it
Just
more
12
than 9? Yeah.
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 Okay. Brain's maxed out.
It's 74, Bryn.
Sorry.
No worries.
Yep.
Carry on with Dan.
The other one was going to hit because it was a real good roll.
Nice.
Better than that one. Even at Great Weapon Master, blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Roll dice. That's a 10, so 32 damage as he smashes the one that got arrowed in the face.
It's still up, but it kind of like stumbles back slightly, and there's this. It's kind of like leaning forward, its arms sort of out to the side, to steady itself. Is that your go?
I don't think I have any other real source of damage or anything to do,
Get that sauce.
particularly for bonus action. I still have some health.
You won't when I'm done with you.
Mm.
One at a time.
He will take the greater healing potion then.
Sounds like a plan.
44 plus 4. He's going to eat another potion.
While you're doing that, then, Declan, it's your turn, my friend.
Declan's going to. Sorry, do you want to say something, love?
I just wanted to do the accent too. Declan?
Declan, cool.
Band meeting?
Sorry. Such a goofy accent. Declan is going to hide and shoot the one that Makoud is trying to bring down.
All right.
Let's see, 27.
A 27. That hits.
Cool. Oh no, that would be a hide check.
Oh, you hide.
Yay!
They cannot.
Then I will
roll
take
that
my
high.
attack with advantage.
Yes, sir.
Natural 20. Woo!
Abershmean
Many
cancels
dice
it.
coming. Let's see, 8. 17, 20, 20, yeah. 35. That's 8d6. I need to roll 6 more. What number was that? How high did I get?
You were
30?
sort of speaking to yourself. I wasn't really.
Sorry.
Sorry,
No
I
worries,
didn't
no
write
worries.
it down.
It's dead.
I think I was at 30.
Okay, yeah, 30 something.
37. 42. 46, 47, 57, 63 points of damage.
Damn, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Had like 22 hit points left.
Okay.
Who
I
like
just wanna see
smashes
how-
in the head and then takes a step back and then you just like bolt it and the head just explodes.
So there's this slow motion moment. Makoud's like raising his hammer again. He's bringing it down. Declan just aims, fires. The bolt goes straight under Makoud's arm. look at the Bastion Guard, and its hand is folding back, the like gem coming to the forefront to cast the spell at Makud. Declan's arrow catches it in at the gem, and its hand, like the force kind of knocks its hand back towards its own head, and then just like it blows itself up, and it's just like a pair of legs standing there for a moment that then fall over.
Declan will call down to Makud. Sorry about that, old sport.
What? Like a robot exploded.
Did you see how I killed it? Is that your go?
Affirmative, yes.
Brynhild. Brynhild?
I think she's muted.
It's just playing dead. It's fine.
I'm playing dead.
Brynhild Possumkin.
Yes.
Awesome speaker.
That is a Kraken.
Ooh, and a what, sorry? 26. Oh, those are both gonna hit. Oh, yeah, nah, mate, yeah. Nosy.
22 for the Kraken with a flourish.
With a flourish.
Oh, a flourish. And a 12 for the second one. And I'm going to need a intelligence save.
Fuck. How does an 11 treat you?
It's not gonna make it, but I only rolled an 8 for Mind Sliver.
Mind sliver.
Yeah.
All right. And this one that you're fighting looks real bad. Kind of stumbling around, like it's kind of doing that like machine shaking thing with like bolts and bits falling off of it. But it's the go. It's gonna leap straight back at you, Bryn. 3 attacks. Reckless Great Weapon Master. That's gonna be an 8. That's gonna be a 19.
19.
And that's gonna be a miss.
Is that one Bane? Or is this one of the ones that's not?
No, this one isn't. You've killed the ones. This one isn't. The other two are.
Damn it. Okay.
I'm afraid. So 1 hit there. With the claws.
You know, not the clues.
Yeah, the claws. Oh, he rolled minimum damage. 16 slashing. And then the next 2 are going to do what all of my monsters do and take all their attacks at Makud. 16.
Maybe you have advantage.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Okay, cool.
What's your AC? 17. Okay.
17,
Miss,
yeah.
miss. Oh, so the first one misses all of its attacks. Natural 20.
No.
I thought so. Miss. Fucking Christ. I rolled 2 rolls above a 10 there. One was a crit. But that's 1 claw attack out of all of those that hits you for minimum damage. 16 slashing. Fuck it. So these 2 things just like leap towards you, Makud, just scratching, clawing with like an insane fury. And you just kind of like take your hammer in 2 hands and like kind of hold them off for a second, like, and they're just kind of scrabbling past, and one of them like managed to get some scratches in on your forearm, but it barely register it as you like overpower 2 of these massive things at once, like pushing them back, and you can hear like the grating and see sparks as you like kind of are advancing against them, and they haven't got the strength to push you back.
What's Makud's strength now?
Fucking massive.
22.
22, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a strong boy.
Strength. I don't know why I said that, but it's really funny to me.
Upgrade his
Strength. Once your strength gets to 25, you can prestige it into strength.
It's the best
Abrashmina.
stat in the game.
Yes, it's the
I don't
hidden
know why
stat.
you would ever try and do anything different other than strong.
Yeah,
The game is
it's
supposed
it's
to
it's a
require
hidden
strong.
stat. It's on a page beneath, the black like liner bits at the
Sure.
the inside covers. If you peel those back, you can see the strength rules.
I'm just going to send you a video that you should watch after this.
Yeah,
something
that I
about
was
strength.
referencing. Yeah, I was trying to reference it, but
Yeah. All you can upgrade is strength.
uh, anyways, Abrashmina is gonna do the same thing she did last time. Only this time she's going to heal Makud for not as much, I'm afraid. That is 12, 18, 22. Oh, that is
Question.
22 altogether.
Sweet.
To Makud.
Put me
As
back
a-
down again.
As a bonus action, can I try to?
Is it your action to like gracefully move around, or is it your bonus action to gracefully move?
Oh, it is my bonus action to make sure I don't take attacks of opportunity as I barrel through them. So yeah, never mind. That is my go. Although, yeah, probably. Nah, never mind.
I do really love the imagery of Abrashmina kind of like doing acrobatic maneuvers through like combat.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I kind of picture it like a giant Tinkerbell from the animated Robin Hood, just like zipping in and out of all the gaps.
Mhm.
And I'm not meaning that in a take the piss way. Like that's kind of how I
No,
see
no,
the
no, no.
movement. Though
She's
little
very
Abrashmina
dark
silly.
now. She's very slim.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. It's really annoying because one of the characters, because you can't, I haven't given the player characters names because you're all not anyway. One of them is player character C, which I always think is C, but it's not. It's Dan. So it's really
Okay.
annoying.
I was the real C all along.
Yeah. Because it's based on your like position at the bottom of the screen in the Hangout call.
Sure.
So should go down.
Sweet. So Makud has two of them.
Yeah.
Scrabbling all over him. Forcing back. Does one of them look particularly worse than the other, or?
These two are unharmed.
Oh boy. I'm gonna great weapon. Should I? Great weapon master reckless. Screw it. He's all in. It's mostly like a war of attrition right now. Just who can beat who up quicker. Because I keep going up
Spoilers,
to
it's
like.
always Makud.
It's always good, especially with Mina healing him. But I keep going up to about 30 health left in a
Yeah.
round, and then he eats a potion or something.
I love that you said eats a potion. It makes me so happy.
With advantage from the reckless, I rolled 2 19s.
Oh
And, like, the crits
boy.
just elude me whenever it comes to combat. I never see brutal criticals. That's 9, 21, 31.
Oh, damage, right. I thought that was
Damage?
a hit for a second. I was like, fuck.
No, they both hit because it was both 19
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
13, so many. Like over
31, you see.
And then I rolled 10 damage, which is 22, 32, which is what I did in the previous round.
Okay, so this one is immediately looking bad. And
So
like,
he
kind
just
of
like
stumbles
pushes
away
them
from it.
both off him, and then just wails repeatedly.
Yeah. Clang, 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 clang. Is that your go, Makud?
Yeah, if one of them dies, I can get an extra attack, but that's only when they die. So I'm not going to take a potion because I got healed this time. And he's
Alright.
chewed his way down to just healing potion.
Yeah.
So
Declan.
Yeah, he'll just adjust his position again through the wall and kind of
Sure.
move into a hiding position, take a hide, and then take a shot. 15 on the die, it gives me a 28 for stealth.
Yeah, you're hidden.
you shooting the one on Makud or the one on Bryn?
I rolled another natural 20, and I will go for the one.
There's one unharmed one. If you want to make best use of your crit.
Sure.
The other two are looking pretty rough. So depends
and
what
they
you want
get
to
to
do.
go after me.
Well, they get to go at the start.
Guardians start the
so-
turn, yeah.
Right.
And you're
Um,
penultimate in the turn.
Do I get the sense that I can take one out if I have a really good shot, if it's got full hit points?
No,
You're-
probably
yeah, I
not.
would-
No, based
yeah,
based
so-
on your last crit, no.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it'd make more sense to take something out. So whatever has the next most hit points, I guess. There's 2 on Makud. I'll try to take 1 down.
Okay.
Whatever one is most wounded.
Yeah, the one Maku just wailed
Okay.
on. Okay. Avalanche of dice. 4. 16. 21. 31. 36. That's 10d6. Need to roll 1 more. What was the last number? What was my total?
31.
31, 39, 44, 50, 60.
Okay, and which one was this on? The one Maku was wailing on?
Yeah.
Okay, it's dead.
Jesus Christ.
So
I feel like I
you...
did my math wonky there, but whatever.
It did.
I don't think it matters.
If you rolled
got
all
past
ones
30,
on the dice, you'd probably still do it. Yeah, so you just... Makud, you're about to smash it again, and this other arrow just comes and just... like catches it right beneath the neck, just severs like one of the kind of vials of liquid there, and the whole thing just collapses around you. But there's still one at full health and one really damaged one in front of Bryn. Speaking of Bryn, it's your go.
Another natural 20.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
No. I'm afraid it does not.
It's okay. Okay. 22 points of damage.
22. All right. Guess how many hit points I had left?
22.
Correct. So, do you want to describe how you kill this thing with a rapier?
So it's kind of like you said, it's kind of like moving around, kind of all jerky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of like find like a spot like in between the plates where it's kind of like moves, and I just like slide the rapier in and just kind of like slice up. Probably.
Yeah. You like in and twist, and the thing just like kind of like stiffens up, and then it's just like begins like kind of carving in on itself and falling apart. There's one remaining one, Makud, and it looks real grumpy. And he's going to take his attacks at you. That's a 22. That's a natural 20.
This one is the one not baned?
It is baned.
It is baned.
Yeah.
22 becomes a 21.
Okay, so 22, natural 20.
No.
22, non-natural 20, and a 21 that becomes a 19. So all hit.
Yep. Makud would have got crit like 3 times in this fight.
Yeah.
Without Mina.
Yeah.
She
I
must
think
be
it's
one of
I think it's 4 actually.
Oof.
Yeah, she's
So,
getting a little dim.
You take 19 on the first one, which we'll have down to 4.
No, because I don't get the triple.
Oh, yeah,
Turns
yeah,
ended
yeah.
ages ago. I don't
So
worry.
half to 9. Okay, sorry. I'll just let you.
Yes. Okay.
19, 17 on the second one, and oh boy, 27 slashing, and 7 acid on the last one.
Okay.
So 9, 8, and
13.
Yeah, 9, 8, 13, 3.
13.
But he doesn't reduce the acid. He's
Oh,
not
9, 8,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
13,
at
7.
20, effectively, on that last hit.
Okay.
Okay, back up to 90 damage, which puts him back up of about 40 health again. He's just like, "Oop, yep, 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 yep."
Yes,
He
the
must
ultimate
look
torture.
fucking terrible after fighting all the things at the top
Yeah.
of the ziggurat, leaping off and taking all the brunt of that, and then fighting these.
And so this thing is just like ripping at you, like slashing, biting. It's just seems to be like, for a mechanical creature, it seems to just be infuriated on its last gasp. Abrishmina.
Abrashmina is going to try and give Makud the best chance that he can get at killing this thing.
By that you mean Declan stealing his kill? Because I've done
Yeah.
60 odd damage every time, and then Declan finishes it.
She is going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding Bolt
Guiding
of the
bolt.
butt. That's 626 to hit.
Hits.
Guiding Bolt is how many d6? 5d6. No, that's not right. No, 46.
8.
I was on the level 2.
15.
Guiding Bolt is 4d6 plus 2d10 for the mantle. So this 6, 8, 9 becomes 10. I rolled bad. 3, 13. Yeah, 13 points of force and 13 points of radiant damage.
Did you not get your mega bonus on that?
I did.
Oh, you just rolled like
yes.
shit.
No, because I'm glowing. I have plus 10 to that, so 23.
Okay.
And Makud has advantage.
Mackie D.
Looking slightly worse for wear for repeated necrotic, biting, mandible slashing.
I mean, you probably
falling
still
off a ziggurat attack.
you still look better than Bryn, I imagine, who has 50 hit points that she can't get back at the moment and is still like vomiting every so often.
It's not a competition, guys.
Just describing.
10 and 16, and then with the reckless great weapon master stuff, no, 10 and 16 was the better. So one of those is 18, and one of those is higher than an 18.
Both hit.
Excellent.
Do the do.
Oh my, 2d6. Oh, that was a 3, so 25.
Okay.
And that was slightly better. That was an 8, so 20-30.
20-30?
As in, 30 damage. 25 and 30 damage.
Oh, Makud, you were close. Declan.
Yes, more of the same, with the hiding and the shooting.
There's one left, and Makud just worked real hard to get it set up for you.
This is the advantage of going last in the initiative.
You're not last,
Jade's last.
Oh, I'm not?
Bryn is last.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
It's just after Makud works them over.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a stealth check of 30.
Yep.
I assume that passes. And then
Yeah,
I'm gonna roll
they
the
can't.
third.
They have a 10 wisdom and no bonus to perception. So.
Nice. With the sharpshooter shot and 2 18s, that's going to be a 23. Hits?
Yeah. Yep.
6.
It's got 25 hit points left.
Damn it!
14, 15.
The lines are blurring between Makud
19.
and Dan.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. 25 points. How much did I do? No, 35 points of damage.
Did I say 25 hit points? I meant 36.
It's okay.
So as Makud, like, it's just pummeling this thing into the ground. The killing blow just comes as Declan just fires a bolt straight up through and into whatever cavity it has inside its head.
We're having a very Legolas and Gimli moment.
Yeah. And you guys have defeated the Bastion Guard for now.
Who throws his hammer in Declan's general direction? Because it will return.
Make an attack roll with disadvantage.
Reckless, so I have advantage.
Are you really throwing your hammer at me?
It's a crit 1.
Oh god.
It just smashes through the building in general and returns to him, and he just like roars into the darkness.
Yeah, and you see the whole building that you were standing behind, Declan, just collapses.
Declan feels a little unnerved by that, but also he's smiling behind his mask.
And I think on that note, we'll take a quick break, if that's cool.
Okay.
Sweet.
I have returned.
Is anybody else here right now?
I am.
Could you hear the like in the headphones, like just the not static, but there was like this little rhythmic like chime sound? Anybody else, or was that just like my end of the connection?
The like badoom or something. I posted in a chat and I
It
heard
was like
that
a
through
ding,
someone
ding,
else.
ding. No, it's just like some random like I don't know noise in the audio feed. It's really quiet. Anyway, I'm
Okay.
sitting here with my headphones on, and I don't know what I'm hearing. Maybe no one's hearing it.
I'm not hearing like a repeated ding. There might be a little bit of like a cloudy static noise,
It's
maybe.
very, very quiet. It's not a ding quite, but it's definitely a tone, like a high pitch. Yeah, there it is. You want to hear that?
Huh?
I'm afraid I don't. And I
Okay.
usually hear those kind of tones that other people don't hear. Maybe I've just got too old now. Who knows?
I mean, I have terrible fucking hearing, so
Okay.
it might actually just be my tinnitus, but I don't think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, you hear that?
I'm afraid I really.
There must be some music around me that my headphones are picking up somewhere, like a radio signal. I don't know.
Maybe the aliens are trying to communicate.
Maybe the aliens.
Don't send me there, Jade, because that is my always worst fear. Like that could come true at any moment. I mean, I'm really just a brain in a jar in some alien's lab, and one day I'm gonna wake up. All the transmissions that I've been hearing in my headphones are.
This D&D game was just
controlling
to
my
kill
brain.
someone else in a jar.
Oh man.
I put Makood's reaction in the sounding glass chat.
Oh. That was a great moment. I love that you threw the fucking hammer at me. That's so funny.
I knew I wasn't gonna hit you because reasons. I didn't think I was gonna roll that poorly, but I just like it's a bit of a trope, the whole like you stole the kill from the barbarian, but also he's been wrestling with like 10-foot tall murder death machines that have been biting into him, and he's a gladiator. Like,
What's up?
we were just talking about Makood throwing the hammer.
Makood's indignation.
For
yeah, I think Declan's not thinking about
his
it.
kill.
Yeah, but,
no, not just his kill, like 3 kills,
yeah.
4 kills maybe. It just because of where you were immediately after me, and it was just like I choose the most injured. Well, he's dead. Great. And also Makood was like there was some pain and some distress because he kept going from about 100 health to about 50, and then down to 30, and then
it's been a rough
just
like
jumped up
hour
and
for
down.
Makood,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever it's been since the start of the last fight. Like
He's taken a lot, like several hundred damage. I feel, even
Oh,
though it's been like bounced back up again.
So Declan was just trying to make sure everybody survived, right?
No,
and the best
I
way
know.
to do that is to very systematically eliminate the enemies.
Yeah, take out the
so that
weak
nobody
one.
gets hurt.
So especially like the one that could have blasted him with
right.
the gem. I know it makes complete sense, but also I think just like if you've taken several hundred damage and fallen down a fucking pyramid ziggurat thing several hundred feet, like a little bit frustrating.
Declan's like I hate to use a tired trope, but like Declan's a little on the spectrum, like is the way I think about him, like he's not thinking about your feelings, right? Your feelings are shouldn't be important to the tactical situation.
No, absolutely.
If Makood is actually angry, and they talk about
no, I don't think so at all, really, to be honest. But he has a hammer that now returns to him when he throws it, and that's fun in itself. So,
yeah, agreed.
How is everybody else, like health-wise? I only have 1 charge left in the staff.
I have 41 hit points.
Declan's fine?
Yeah.
He hasn't been hit. He's hiding in a building 3 floors up across the block.
Well, I don't know how he fared after the last fight, so I didn't get a chance to...
I took some damage, but you healed me pretty good.
Okay.
He also took nothing in the falling down the ziggurat. Like, Makood just face planting repeatedly into the floor. Like,
you made your saves.
I did. I made all the saves, but still... It's some hero landings, but Makood ends up like 3 feet into the ground, like, ow.
feel like he's just got like a horrible like rash, like stone burn on his butt.
Horns got caught and
Aw.
shit.
I kind of like the idea that because you grabbed him unexpectedly and teleported to the top, he just sort of started falling down the front of the pyramid. Like,
I just seen they announced the Vesemir actor,
yes, and
It's not Mark Hamill.
it's not
No.
Mark Hamill.
Damn.
but he is Danish, so that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
He looks real good for it, but
yeah. I think they've made a good choice. there.
yeah, I've never seen
Mar-
anything he's in, but
Was Mark
No.
Hamill in the running for?
it was
Master
just kind of a
It was a
meme.
massive fan campaign,
Yeah,
basically.
okay.
Because
would've
there was a
been great.
picture put up of Mark Hamill, like bearded Mark Hamill, and then Vesemir, and he looks like exactly the same. And obviously, Hamill's incredibly talented.
Yeah, he is.
And people were like, "Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it."
Mhm.
He's
I
like,
also-
sure. And they're like, sure, but did they really try?
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
think
yeah.
Hamill said that he's like, "I have no idea what's going on, but I would do it." Like,
Yeah,
which
I think-
I agree. I should play this person. I don't have no
Yeah.
idea.
I think
This
like
is-
at the end of the day, to be honest, I think choosing him would have been a bad choice, just because like I think every single person on that show has like consumed The Witcher at some
Sure.
point. Like it has that impression, and they've all kind of spoken about it. So
I think Hamill would do like a great job in the talky parts, but he obviously being like
Yeah.
70 or whatever wouldn't be able to do the physical so much.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think the guy they've chosen is probably the
Yeah.
He kind of does a lightsaber battle in The Last Jedi,
Kind.
kind of, but
in that he
that's
never
like a
swings
lot
his
of
lightsaber.
it's like a lot of CGI in
Yeah.
there, and this one is a lot more practical
Wi-
effects for
Witcher
the
is
combat
very
scenes.
practical. That fucking cameraman who does the fall,
Mhm.
I love that video. It's insane.
Also, they've I'm not sure if you saw, but they are like more than half, or like about half the people pulled out of GDC this year in the last day or two, and they've made an announcement within the last hour saying that they're going to postpone GDC
Oh,
for
really?
this year because of the coronavirus.
I'm actually really happy about that because I mean, people from Sarah's office go.
Okay.
And you know, Sarah's pregnant. Like, I'd rather her not
Mhm.
be even like second or third hand exposed to that many people from abroad.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Like-
Also, apparently Netflix stock has gone up since the coronavirus outbreak.
People are
perfect
staying
sense.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Wall Street had the single biggest one-day crash since 2014 or
Yeah.
something. Whenever
Mhm.
the bank bubble crashed or whatever,
Yeah.
due to virus.
Yeah. We had to redo a lot of work because we test. I was testing derivatives, which are basically investments that are like based on a contract. I won't explain it, but and they're like bought and sold really quick. And we've just done all our investment testing on them, and then this thing has just tanked them all. So we've had to redo so much work, and like emails go out because one person in Guernsey has coronavirus apparently.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So apparently, they're like, if you feel sick, work from home.
We actually got like from our local GP, we got like an NHS alert saying if
Oh.
you've been to any of these places and feel at
Yeah.
all unwell, stay at home or something
Yeah.
like that. But I don't think we've had it confirmed in Nottingham. I did see Wales got hit, and a couple more places
Yeah.
in the UK got hit as well.
Can you guys take care of this shit before we travel? Yeah. That'd be great.
I mean, there's coronavirus in America as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
There
know.
there were
but
people
can
complaining
you
that Trump
guys-
let some people in and they've got Californian secondary infections or something without knowing the source and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
that's the one that's kind of interesting is they don't have a source for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's an infection with no known connection.
Well, I don't go outside, so I'll be fine.
Sure.
It's actually a categorical lie, but yeah, there you go. Anyway,
I think we're pretty okay
Yeah.
over here, to be honest.
if we all get ill, then we can just sit and
Mhm.
play SAG for a week. That'd be cool.
It's
pretty
true.
Cool.
Let's all cross our fingers.
Yeah, let's all just go out and
Hope we
like
get
lick,
sick so we
lick
don't play
stuff.
D&D all day.
Yeah. So, what would you
So I
guys
like the
to do?
idea that the break ended with like Makud roaring, and the break continues as Makud like catches his
Ow!
hammer coming back
Yeah.
without looking at it.
Sorry about that, Makud. I didn't mean to spoil your fun. Just trying to keep everyone safe. Declan takes off his mask.
Makud kind of just like nonsense and like just sort of grumbles and like kicks one of the 10-foot giant beetle machine things that was eating him. Like, it's okay.
Abrashmina is going to flutter down next to Makud. Thank you for all of the Tinkerbell images in my head now. And it's going to use the last charge in the Staff of Ale to heal Makud 24.
Sweet. He is down to 66 damage done. So, about half health.
Yeah. Bryn, you are still diseased, and your hit points are still all fucked.
Uh-huh.
You don't look well, Bryn.
I felt better, but just were we heading to the town square?
Yes, but I think we should try to find a place to rest along the way. There may be many hours before the dwarves arrive, and we should take that time to recuperate.
They owe me a fucking drink.
Aye. With pleasure.
All right.
Shall we away?
We away, dear DM.
So, would you like to take a rest?
If we can find a safe place to do it.
Yeah, there's houses everywhere, yeah. And corpses just littering the streets.
Is there anything remotely interesting about the magical gems or something that they shot us with?
I mean, they're mostly like broken and defunct now. You think it was more of like a focus thing, like they're not inherently magical themselves.
Okay.
They're just kind of big emeralds.
Because there was one that we managed to kill without him using the thing. And
Yeah.
I just wondered if it was interesting.
I mean, it's an emerald. It's probably worth some money.
Okay,
But
Makud is going to rip the emerald out of that fist.
Just pulls off the arm.
Yes.
If he's showing an interest in that, Abrashmina will point out the one that she deactivated.
Yeah, that one has one too.
Okay, he'll rip the emerald out of that one.
Yeah, you have 2 emeralds worth 500 gold each.
Yep.
Can we find a place to rest that's like within visual range of the spot we think we're most likely to see the dwarves come up?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just go kind of sit like on a house off the square, for sure.
For whatever time that Declan has, he's going to, I guess. Well, oh shit! What was I gonna do? I was gonna infuse stuff, but there was something else, and I forgot it because I'm a stupid. But I'll go to Brandon and say, would you mind if I borrow the scroll of haste if you still have it?
Yeah.
Um,
Bag and pull it out.
Thank you. I'm going to spend 3 hours, if unless they arrive sooner, trying to infuse a thing of haste.
Yeah, so I was going to say 3 hours is about how long they'll take. So you can do that.
Sweet. And I will roll that Arcana check. And that would be a 15. So I think that passes for a DC 13 check, right?
Yeah.
And I will give that token to Bryn and say, it's all right. I'd like to hold on to the scroll so I can keep producing these.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll just do that, with different spells.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I have.
So after about an hour, Bryn, your sickness passes, and your hit points can go up again. Alternately, if any of your friends are like you enough to cast Lesser Restoration, that would work too, but there you go.
If any of her friends had Lesser Restoration available to use.
I know.
Not in the spell.
It is, but I used up all the charges to heal you guys.
That's
so,
okay.
Because healing Makud was much more important. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Can we get a long rest in?
She got better.
No, you
Not
won't be able
before
to
the
get
dwarves
long
come.
rest.
We got 3 hours until the
Yeah.
doors come.
So yeah, about 3 hours, maybe a little bit longer, like 10, 15 minutes longer. The ground just begins to shake like.
Oh, can I say something before we?
Yep.
Yeah. Abrashmina will use the sending stones to let Eli know that she's still alive.
Yeah.
And they were successful.
And he responds back, just saying, "Is it done?"
What I just said that I did. She's not going to respond with another sending to tell him again.
Well, you said she's still alive.
No, I said that she's going to tell him that she is still alive and it is done. And he replied with, "It's done."
Sorry, I must have just completely missed that. Then he will just say, "Thank all the gods." See you soon.
Okay.
So Makota's going to heal up in one of those 3 hours or something, and he's not going to sit and watch Declan infuse something. So if he just kicks around for 2 hours, can he make a check to see if he finds anything else of use? In
Yeah,
this
sure.
city of
Make an
dead things?
investigation check.
Cheers. It's not going to be good, but I feel he would just wander around. 3.
Okay, you kind of walk into the house or one of the houses, and you find like a small chest. You open it up, and inside there's this looks like a magic wand, and it's got like tentacles attached to it.
He will pick it up and put it in the bag that he got from the gecko guy.
Sure.
Because why wouldn't you? It's a wand. It's totally a wand with
It's
tentacles
for
on it.
sure a wand.
Sure.
You just put a cat of nine tails into his back.
No, it had tentacles
Or like
on it.
just an errant tentacle from a mind flayer.
A squid of 9 tails.
Squid of 9 tails.
That's a mind flayer broom. Yeah, and so the ground begins to shake and rumble, and you kind of all look to the square, and you just see this moment where this huge drill, the one you saw before, just comes like careening out of the hole and crashes through a house, and then like beneath that you just see this solid shield, like plugging up the hole, but no actual sign of any dwarves.
Makud is like gonna go over and just like knock on the shield if he can. Hello, you can come out now.
When you're war.
So you hear like some murmuring, and it kind of and echoes, and then the shield eventually like lifts slightly, and you see the bushy eyebrows of a dwarf kind of peering out at you, and then he like turns back to the others.
What was all this in?
Complete dwarvish.
Yeah. And then eventually you watch, and the shield just goes like thunk, 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 and like folds back in, and you see just this line of dwarves all with crossbows and war picks ready, and they're all staring up at you.
Makud in dwarvish, like with his arms open, goes, "Well, you can try, but I just killed this civilization of mind flayers."
The big word from a good civilization.
He's been listening.
And they like look around at all the dead mind flayers, and one goes, "How the hell did you do that?"
It turns out, as Declan says, you kill the big brain, you kill all the little brains.
And this is like everything you say is like rippling back through them with murmurs. And eventually all the dwarves kind of file out, and you see like Damaro near the frontish, and he's just got like his hand on his brow, just staring around. And the rest of the dwarves kind of start cheering and like high-fiving each other and clapping each other on the back and stuff. And Damaro just kind of like looks around and he says, "Well, thanks. That's... I don't really know what to say."
Thank you suffices. Though we shall be interested to maintain relationships with your people in the future, and we hope this will be fertile ground for diplomacy.
Yeah, you could say that. Gods, look at them all.
Quite a
Just
lot.
said, McCood, if he was brighter, would have like picked up a mind flare corpse and like pretended to be a mind flare or something. Brighter, but like not too bright.
Yeah.
But oh well.
There is likely a great deal of plunder in the city to be had. I think it would be fair to ask a portion of it when your people finish sorting through.
Of course, you'll have a fair portion for what you've done. Which is to say, as much as you like. We did nothing here.
Yet your people will inherit this land, most likely. It seems that its resources should go towards them.
Well, that is very honorable of you. We will sort through. In the meantime, I think I will send some back to the city with news. Would you like to stay, or go back to the city, or what are your plans?
Declan looks about.
I want a drink.
You shall have
Did
a
any
drink.
of you bring any Slav Magritch with you?
We always bring a cask to war. Or several. In order to celebrate, we can have that drink now, I suppose. And he kind of like orders just several casks to be like brought up from the tunnel. Well, and he'll kind of like pour everyone a glass and hold it up, and like all the dwarves are kind of helping themselves as well. And he says, he like holds it up and he says, "To the sun chasers," and all the dwarves kind of echo the chant or the toast. Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, I just jumped a goddamn mile. Oh, my stomach hurts and my toes feel weird. Oh, fucking Christ! I hate that goddamn machine. Why did I buy it? Why did I buy you?
That's how Matt Mercer listens in on this game. Gets it live. From
Oh my god, my
Lexington.
my fingers and toes
I
are
mean-
all tingly.
He's definitely got that contract with Jeff Bezos now because they're producing the show on
Oh,
Amazon.
Yeah.
It's
totally.
in his contract, so like he can listen in like through Alexis. To
I'm
steal
gonna
ideas
throw it into the
for
sea.
campaigns. Fuck you, Mercer!
I mean, they already made a Mercery, so. Right. Anyway, drinks? Who's all drinking?
Declan will have a small amount of Simon Rich.
Alright.
Totally.
Abrashmina will not be drinking.
McCood?
Uh,
Did you say totally?
absolutely.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I said
Okay,
totally.
sorry,
I
like-
thought I was muted. I was like going for it. Like, oh.
Okay. Everyone but Abrashmina, stick in the mud, make a Constitution saving throw. Declan, you can have it.
Driver.
Declan, you can have it of advantage if you want to have like a half portion.
Yeah. Okay. 12.
McCood is totally gonna cheers his drink with Bryn.
Yeah.
Because she slayed the brain, and she also like jeweled these robots, or jeweled the bug bots or whatever, just like he would. So he is like super proud of her. 21.
Oh, okay.
21.
Oh, yeah, boy. So you guys all do it. Bryn and McCood like get a bit woozy, kind of stumble around a bit. Declan passes out.
He's just like gets a little bit like of a smile on his face and like wobbles on his feet, which you don't see him do very often.
Yeah,
And then just says, "Oh my," and falls.
yeah. 1 hour, you will wake up with 2 points of exhaustion. Bryn, just having been healed from the coronavirus, decides the best thing to do is imbibe some intensely powerful liquor.
Clean it out.
Yeah.
Cleanse yourself,
Yeah. I mean, it is supposed to be fought off with alcohol, isn't it? So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see, like, several of the dwarves kind of passing out around the city, and the others just kind of stumbling about, like, kicking mindful of corpses. You see a small contingent. Sorry, you see a small contingent not drinking, but like kind of gearing up and preparing for the hike back.
Yeah, Abrashmina is going to be like very like grave, clericy, and solemn about like seeing like the city full of dead.
Yeah.
Uh, she's kind of glad that the dwarves were not the ones that had to do this because it is a lot of death that they were responsible for, and she feels better that it was them and
Yeah.
not someone else. But I'm gonna say like for most of the time she's been like clutching like that diamond that she had summoned Ramiel with,
Yeah.
and there'll be some quiet prayer.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically trying to check in with the home office to make sure that Ramiel is okay.
Perfect. Please file a report. McCood, kind of happy. I mean, they just killed like a lot of people in one go and survived and let off a cigarette and everything. He kind of like sits down heavily, like next to you on, I don't know, a street corner, the bench, something.
A mind
Whatever mind
flare.
players have on a mind flare corpse,
Just
Gimli style, just
Ugh.
sits down. Uh, Seeing you all like solemn at the death, I'm gonna say that he has the wherewithal to understand where you're coming from with all the death. He'll put like one really heavy hand like on your knee and go. All of these, they once were not the squid people. They were something else. We have released them of that prison. They're free now.
Abrashmina will nod and kind of say, I only wish that we had been able to witness their departure as what they were and not what they had become. It's like in the ziggurat, the tower that felt. What would you say? That was us fighting. It was glorious. This feels less so. And she just kind of gestures towards like one of like the mind flayers that have like the caved in bits because like its brain melted when the elder brain melted.
yeah.
Sure. He kind of like looks across the things that you're gesturing at, and they were turned a long time ago. We could not have been here in time to show them the way, the cultists. But now they and he kind of like does like a hand motion like into the air or something. If your watches saw them as they were, then maybe that is how they are now.
And I suppose that all of the death here is hopefully a life that we were able to save in Ashar later.
And the dwarves,
And
all of the dwarven lives, and he like throws his arm up, and I don't know, maybe there's some cheering or something, or so many lives.
Yes, it is a good thing. I am not doubting that. I just. It is a lot and it needs to be acknowledged. But thank you, Makut. And she like does like her tiny little hand over his giant one.
he puts his other hand on top of your hand and squeezes it. In the Vakar, every fallen warrior was acknowledged. And here, and he like looks to the celebrating dwarves. Here we are here. We are here to acknowledge them.
Abrashmina will nod and put her other hand on top of his and kind of give him like a little like smile as she like squeezes, like mirroring him basically. Basically trying to display that she will be all right, but she appreciates
Okay.
him trying to cheer her up.
He's gonna like stand and like pull away slightly. When you are ready to celebrate life, we will be here.
Thank you. I just this was a big day. I need to take the time to absorb that. I will be there soon.
Gives you like a softer smile and just sort of squeezes your hand and then lets it go. And he'll like walk backwards a couple of steps, maybe slightly unsteadily, and then like spin round and then like join some dwarves and Bryn or something in celebrating.
For sure.
Now Brashmina will spend a little bit more time contemplating everything and still holding like going back to holding like the little diamond or whatever, and then will eventually go to join the dwarves and her friend.
Yeah.
I would also like to say that McCood would probably it'll be like he will join in the chair for when Declan just falls unconscious entirely, and then probably like pick him up and lay him down somewhere vaguely more comfortable than like a corpse pit.
Cool.
Does Declan wake up?
After an hour, yeah.
After an hour. We probably wake up still pretty drunk, I assume.
Yeah, you have 2 points of exhaustion.
Yeah. So, Makud, it occurred to me that as I was lying on the ground over there, that you and I have never had a foot race. And I think you're a good swimmer, but I think I could beat you. I do.
You want to race me here?
I will race you here, I will race you there, I will race you literally anywhere. I promise. I will beat you too.
You want to race me to the dead city? Okay, and he kind of rolls his shoulders.
I see your point, I suppose. But it does seem like a challenging course, though. Kind of like points out like the buildings and stuff.
Drunk Declan is my new favorite character.
I mean, he never gets drunk.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's a fucking crime. He's great.
I can beat you.
But he's still like, oh, you playing it perfectly. Like he's still posh and smart, and you can tell. But he's like, it occurs to me, we never had a foot race.
I mean, if you want to back out now, you can.
Oh no! I would never. Are you ready?
So, to the fallen Zigga pyramid.
To the pyramid and back.
Go! And he just like runs.
You probably get the initiative on him because I'm way drunker than you.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been unconscious for an hour. He's also been drinking, so
yeah.
I don't know. I can make another roll too.
I mean, just pace-wise, Declan wins, but we can do athletics checks if you want.
I mean, you can make 90 and I can make 80, so it's 10 foot in it every 6 seconds or whatever. But...
I think an athletics check is probably a good idea, just because of the state everyone's in. Like
Do you want me to roll?
Sorry,
You go. No, you go.
I was just gonna say, I think like normally Declan's gonna beat Makood every day, but
Just.
only just but in this scenario, there's a lot of other factors at work.
So I'll be rolling with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll a disadvantage because I've had an hour more of drinking with him? Or do you want me to make con save?
Make a con save, and then if you fail, roll a disadvantage.
Oh, that was a 19 plus 9. So...
Okay, yeah.
Declan's gonna get so trounced. He's gonna be so mad at himself. Not really. Let's go.
Yeah, I could kind of see Declan's just writing it off as like, I was drunk. It doesn't really matter.
Athletics.
The first one's a 21. No, sorry, 21. Yeah.
No, wait. Sorry. Let me just... 1. Love it.
You guys know I smoke a lot of pot, right?
So I only rolled a 14, but that's plus 10 for 24, unfortunately. For the first leg of the journey?
At your heels.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know. Are we doing a couple, or...?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do 2. So for the first half, like, Makood's just lumbering on, taking these giant strides, and Declan's kind of teeter-tottering. You know, he's like running a slightly serpentine like path.
Right.
And then let's do the second.
Ooh, that's good. That is a 31.
Oh, damn!
Oh, wait, no, I used the wrong number. That is a... what's 31 minus 4?
27.
27.
27.
Oh, no, you did. I actually rolled a 27.
Oh, no!
With my modifiers, I actually rolled a 27. Do you want a tiebreaker? Should we roll one?
Yeah, we'll do a tiebreaker. So for the second
Okay.
part, like, it's just stalemate. Like, Declan is a couple inches behind Makood.
Oh, rolled really well again. 25.
So, I get advantage on... Do I get advantage on athletics if I'm raging? Or is it
If you're
just,
raging, yeah.
Can Makood, like, rage and just, psych him up and punch himself in the chest to, like, keep himself going?
Sure.
Okay, he is not... I'm glad you accepted that, because that was a 1. But with advantage, that was a 16 plus 10 for 26.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
So
Well
Makood
done,
looks
Makood,
like he's
well done.
losing, and he's kind of like beats his chest and gets worked up, and I will use the rage.
Probably crossed the finish line. They were really like neck and neck for most.
Yeah.
They probably crossed
Totally.
the
It's
finish
just-
line.
Yeah.
Um,
It's everyone's so inebriated that they can't decide who won, and so it's considered a draw.
I think you won that one. I'm not a bigger man than you, but I'm a pretty big man in this regard, and I think I can admit that you won. So well done. He puts out a hand to kind of clasp your forearm.
You put out a hand, and Makood just like grabs you in like a big hug and picks you up.
Declan will clap you on the back. Very good, very good. Ah, the warmth of your embrace and your musk. It's charming.
You are my favorite person to race. We should do this more often.
I agree. I won't spoil the moment by asking you for what begins with the letter. Oh, good. What comes after J? Bryn, what comes after J?
What?
What comes after what comes after J?
K.
K. Thank you. My goodness. Never mind. We'll save that for tomorrow.
Okay.
You're just like still like grabbing him in this bear hug, and he's just into your muzzle.
K is for killing an entire city.
K is for genocide.
Oh my god! If I ever start a band.
K is for genocide.
So,
It's a kids folk music band. It's like a Rafi type project.
So the afternoon rolls into evening rolls into night, and eventually everyone wakes the next morning looking like a second murdered city as everyone is just kind of passed out in the streets. But eventually, you'll kind of regain your senses in a somewhat enormous deal of hangover-based pain, among other various mind flare inflicted pains. And you are free to do as you please.
I am going to lay down until someone needs me to walk somewhere.
Well, I guess the first order of business for us, I was planning on contacting Deontay
Mm-hmm.
to see if he can teleport us to the monk of the Waste, because he says that he said that he had been there before. I don't know if he can reach us here, but I could always ask. If not, he could probably meet us at the Mirage in the Shars, so we might be going home soon.
Okay.
Unless Makud or Declan or anyone wants to say anything else to the dwarves.
I don't want
Me
to
talking
talk to anyone right now, frankly.
Okay.
Declan holds the side of his head.
We were going to get like the city's treasures, and there could be like another feast, and
Yes, we may wish to extend our stay for a little bit. I agree with Makood. As much as I don't want to listen to anyone eat or drink loudly, which they tend to do, I do think we should stay for at least a little while to see things finished here. I know you are eager to return, Abrashmina.
Very well. Yes, I...
Or if you
Well-
wish to return, we have means of teleportation, obviously. I could stay perhaps with Makood or Bryn, whoever else would like to stay.
You would not be able to come back?
Or I assume you would come back for me.
How would I do that? I do not have teleportation.
How did you get back before?
We used up both
She
of the
had
scrolls.
2 scrolls.
Right. Fair point. Perhaps with Alluri. If it's not feasible, it's not feasible.
We shall see. What we do. I am going to try to get into contact with Dante. Perhaps he can meet us here and we can spend some
Yeah.
time here. I am going to pack a few things for today. Sorry, doing my spells. First off would be to send a message to Deontay.
Okay. Please say that message.
All right. We have defeated. Oh no, let me start again. We have destroyed the object of power. Tomokep is free. We
Big air
wi-
quotes on that one.
Yeah, we wish to visit the monk. Could you meet us Underdark or Ashar? 23 words.
Can
We know he can teleport.
yeah, I mean he doesn't have to come right this second, but if we can get him to come here, if we can sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm asking him if he can do it. Because if he can't meet us here, then I'll have to let him know when we're going to be back in the
Yeah,
camp.
it's worth clarifying that point.
You get a very tired and somewhat hungover sounding Deontay returning your sending, and he says, "Hey, sure thing. Ashar is better for me because fuck the Underdark."
Is that it?
When? Question mark.
When? Okay. I'll use another sending to say thank you very much for your help. We greatly appreciate it. We will finishing up work here. We'll let you know when we return.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you cast Word of Recall in multiple locations? Can you have multiple points, or is it one at a time?
I have to make a shrine to He Who Watches wherever I set. And I think I can only have one active at a time.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Because if you get
It's
that one up
not-
here,
it's
that
not-
would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's not a teleport. It's a get out of jail now card. It just happens to teleport us back home. Let's see. Yeah, I have to designate the sanctuary whenever the first time I cast the spell, which is what I went back to Ashar to do the one time.
Got it.
Second order of business for Abrashmina would be to scry on the spurned
Okay.
to see how the elder brain dying has affected him.
Yeah. He gets to save. He had disadvantage. 2 natural 19s there, so it's like 1,000,000.
Sure, he has a positive wisdom, does he?
Yeah.
Dang, that was a little close. Okay. Her vision is cloudy. Fine. If they're wanting to spend time here, she wanted to do this at the monk, but she doesn't want to really help with looting. So if we're gonna be stuck here for a bit, she's gonna set up a vigil.
Oh, what?
A vigil,
Okay.
and pray to He Who Watches, and and the diamond thing.
Yeah. So just to let you guys know, like, they're going to be spending days here, like, turning the city upside down. So, you can
I
go.
don't care much for the looting bit
Yeah.
of it.
But what I'm saying is, like, they will, keep your share for you if you want to go away and come back or whatever happens.
We don't have a means of getting back here without teleportation, though.
Well, scrolls and stuff. I don't know. But if you want to wait, you can
So
wait.
that's kind of why I think we should stay for a little bit. Like.
I mean, what are
Either- I don't know. Maybe.
besides loot?
Pardon?
Sorry.
I said, what are we gonna get here besides loot?
Do you
So
not
Declan
want
wants to. Loot is good, but Declan also wants to establish, or I want to through Declan establish a relationship with these people on the surface.
Sure.
Like if we can find a way to get someone down here who can cast teleportation circle, we could start visiting them on a regular basis.
It takes a year for
Sorry?
takes a year for teleportation circle to become a
Permanently, but
Yeah.
All right.
they have a
you'd have
high-level
to be
wizard,
a
and
thing.
we do. But also, you could use their maps and trace where we came in, and they would have an
Right,
idea
like an
of how to
expedition
get
kind
to
of
us.
thing.
Yeah, so I think they would, if you speak to Demaro, he'd be very interested in, organizing a outpost nearer the surface, and then, a pathway up to the surface for his
Right.
people. But that's going to take, a year to get going. If they
why
build
not?
it by hand.
Why not start it?
Yeah.
We could say that we'll take the whatever our share of the loot of the city is whenever that is established.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to have a big wad of cash right now.
Yeah.
But
Well, so if you're staying for the day, then you can for sure, or if you're staying until they've basically found everything, you can just have your money and be done. They won't find any more magic items or anything because all of that stuff was basically used by the wizards. But if you would like to just stay and wait, or help, or whatever,
I mean, Makud will help rather than be bored. So
Yeah.
he'll go around and help them for a bit, and at some point we can go through whatever we picked up from the wizards as well.
yeah.
And he's because he also can talk to them. He'll be keen to talk to them during that whole kind of thing, build up some friendships, help Declan with whatever
Yeah, definitely.
surface diplomacy. He'll enjoy his time.
So how
Yeah.
long are we going to be spending?
So it's going to take them 3 days to turn around the city.
I think we can swing 3 days.
Okay, Abrashmin is going to spend a day in prayer.
Okay.
She's not really interested in looting.
Yeah. So at the end of that day, the gem begins to get like very hot in your hands, and as you look down at it, like it begins to go like black and dark, like the night sky, kind of little motes of light floating in it, and then it just crumbles into dust. And after a moment, you hear like a, and Ramiel just kind of like sits in front of you, not corporeal, but back to his kind of starlight form, like body kind of broken and battered looking. He looks bad but alive, and he gives you a smile and he says, "Hello, Brishmina."
It is good to see you again. Are you all right?
I live. Are you all right?
We made it through, okay? You
saw.
were the only real casualty. The protections from He Who Watches protected Bren and myself from the dark end.
That is good to know. It has been a strange time, but I'm glad to be back by your side.
I have to admit I was worried that you wouldn't be able to come back. I am glad that that is not the case.
Don't worry. I will always come back.
This is not the first time you have died protecting innocence.
No. Not the first, and probably not the last. But there you are. That is our life, I suppose.
Would you have it any other way?
Thinks on it for a little while. I suppose it would be good to have everyone be similarly selfless. Then maybe I would not have to take as much of it on myself. But no, I would not.
There are those of us who try, and Abrashmina kind of like thinks of like Makud, like constantly standing in like the middle of like the barrage of things. Whether or not he's doing it to be selfless or just because he likes like, you know, the kicking ass. But the fact that he is, you know, doesn't, the resilience there she thinks of.
I mean, you also know that he channels the ancestors to protect his friends. But yes, there's probably a bit of both. Bit of column A, bit of column B. So.
But this was the thing we were here to do, yes?
Yes, it was.
Hopefully this will be what we need to stop the spawn from turning his power against the shard. Don't suppose you know what has come of him. My vision has been clouded.
I have seen nothing. But I suppose we shall see soon enough.
Thank you for helping us. I know it came at a great cost.
It is not the greatest cost I have paid.
suppose I should let you go.
It might help me recover a little.
I will try to take it easy on you for the next few days.
I will appreciate that, but if you need me, do not hesitate.
Thank you, Ramiel of the White Cliffs.
You are welcome, Abrishmina, Jewel of the Watcher. Kind of chuckles and fades from existence.
And so just to clarify, I need to destroy one of my diamonds?
Yes.
Okay. It is done.
Very well. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Declan is going to spend the 3 days helping the dwarves toss the city. He's looking for interesting bits of lore, arcanum, technology, odds and ends, whatever.
So you find a lot of rotten, burned book pages and books, and it seems like they've tried to sort of erase their history a little bit.
Okay. And then however much time I can spend infusing, I'll do that. And I was doing some math just now, and it seems like one thing that I overlooked when I was working on it, with the lens, I mean, is the number of spell levels you can produce per week compared to the old way. It is more now. Granted, there's a check, but I was thinking it would make sense if it recharged instead of every day. Like, so it works mechanically the same way, 100%, but instead of recharging every day, like every other day would balance it out. So I'm not producing like tons of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's actually probably... It makes sense just because it sort of stops you being like a factory kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to think of a way that it can just naturally work the
Yeah.
way like and be balanced. So it's hard because it's very powerful.
Or maybe it has, each morning it has like a recharge on a 5 to 6 d6 roll or something.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So you get a certain number of spell levels back every day.
Potentially.
No,
Like you roll.
Like
a
I was
D6
more
and you
meaning it. Yeah, I was more meaning it like a
Recharge like a breath
yeah,
weapon.
like a breath weapon.
Oh, okay. So every day you check to see if it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
That might make it a bit
I haven't seen that applied to other magic atoms. But we
Yeah.
can try it.
Yeah, because I mean, it just flavorfully. That's for sure a word.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's a pretty chaotic dude, Silivicus Serventicidicus. So
Sure.
having something like that, I don't know. We can try it out if you like. If you're not a fan, we can maybe look at just having
Oh, no,
a regular recharge.
I think that makes sense. Sorry. What?
No, you're fine. I thought of something I wanted to do, but if are you done? I'm sorry, Dylan. I was interrupting.
That's okay. I was gonna do. I guess I'll do. I spent 3 spell levels so far. So I'll spend. It's made a lot of dice rolling this way, but try to produce 3 shields with the rest of the charges. Before it resets. So it's 3 Arcana checks. First one's gonna be a 15. Then a 13. Sorry, 14, which is a success, and another success with a 17 on the die. So that's 3 shield tokens, and then the next day, so it'd be out of charges. So the next day, roll a d6, and a 5 or a 6 it recharges. Right?
Yes, yeah. Sorry.
And I rolled a 6, so that would recharge. That day, I will produce. Do you want me to just do this like when I'm not taking up everybody else's time in some other way? Like tell you what I roll, or you want me to roll with you?
No, you can. You're not going to cheat, like, you know.
Okay.
You can do it at your leisure.
Okay. Well, then I'll get back to you.
Yeah, for everyone else, you've got the bag to look at, and then I'll give you your big old payout.
I just wanted to say, with the platinum bar, is there one of the dwarves? I know they don't have they might have a forge here in the city. Could they break that up into 4 even pieces for everyone?
They could, but not here.
Not here. Okay.
No.
Well then, I'll just have it.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
Ashar has a bank that you can just,
Yeah.
you know, exchange for if you want. But yeah, does anyone
Um,
have anything else?
yeah. Presume at some point during the tossing over, like Bryn is with McCood. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Uh, cool. McCood, as he like throws some huge pieces of masonry or something out from whatever they're tossing over or something, is just like, you know, I've never killed the city with somebody before.
You've killed many cities.
No, but I think I've not met many cities that should be killed.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this was one of them.
I guess. From what we were told, these were not always. He does like the tentacle, like kind of mime in front of his face. They were forced this way. They
Yeah.
now flee of the form that they didn't used to have.
So in a way, we did him a kindness.
He kind of like looks out a window or something at some dead mind players, and is like, "I think so. Would you like
And
to be someone you want?"
I've tried it a time or two, and it's never a good thing. And besides, we saved a bunch of dwarves, right?
We did, and the dwarves are so nice. With all of this stuff, McGrich, how could that be a bad thing?
Exactly. We set out to accomplish this, and we did it. We prevented a lot of deaths.
And these people, they want like a shard destroyed, and they were bad things. He like throws a rock at one of them out the window or something. It is good to know when we are faced with whatever we are faced with, and he kind of like gestures loosely to the upwards towards the pyramid or where it was, that there is someone that will finish the job.
You think I'm gonna let you have all the fun?
He kind of leans in. It's really hard to have fun when Declan is around. He just shoots everything.
I'm really sorry about that. I mean, I was actually actively trying to like not like finish off the ones that you were fighting
It's
because I
okay.
know
That big plane, it was so big. It was worth, several people.
exactly.
They were like trying to build it a body. Like, it would have been huge.
I mean, what would have like that served? Did they want it to like walk around?
Ah,
Oh no.
do you think they were trying to make a god?
They might have been. I think we might have actually done a lot better than we thought we did originally. We might have like stopped the birth of a god. That's totally how I'm gonna spin this when I retell the story.
I mean, it was so big. Like,
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, the virtues, we lowered in to this ziggurat, right? We didn't know what we were facing. And before us was this monstrosity, almost like a godlike creature. Yeah, you're on to something.
at, like Makud is like someone has justified his crazy theories. I mean, it had a brain like a building. It was so big. Like I've never seen anything like that.
A brain the size of a building.
I just imagine if it was running through a shower, smashing things, would have been terrible.
No one would have been safe. And there we were, just the four of us, came into the city alone, against all advice.
I, like Makuta like whispers, even though Mina is nowhere. Mina would definitely like it if you mentioned Ramiel, like at the
Yeah,
angel.
obviously. I mean, we definitely had some like divine help because I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I mean, like so,
Because
like
you were taken on a god.
exactly. Uh,
yeah, so like Ramiel helped and like whatever Shay helped.
yeah, it was a god's will to destroy another god, and whatever she is.
Whatever Shay is. Yeah, this is gonna be great. They're gonna eat this up at the Mirage.
I mean, why stop there?
Well, I mean,
There is a whole city.
I always like plant the seeds at the Mirage, right? We have the best storyteller at the Mirage, the most interesting stories. You come to the Mirage for the best drinks. They have the soft McGrich, the mine wine, and whatever smear is slinging behind the bar.
I know Mina wants us to go back, but we need to go back with the South McGridge.
I mean, we need to take more back with us. I already took
Yeah.
some back.
More.
Yeah,
More.
we need
Always
more.
more.
We need more.
More.
Well observed, Makud. More is more.
If we have 2 kegs of soft McRitch, that is twice as
He-
good.
He was totally gesticulating like 2 keg sizes between his
Yeah.
hands. Like,
I mean,
more is more.
You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. More is more.
This is, I mean, it was not fun with all of the walking, but it got a lot fun towards the end.
Yeah, that was a lot of walking.
I do not want to do all of that walking again. How far away is this spund?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh,
We're not walking there, are we?
I don't know. We should ask the others. Always with the walking. And he like throws another boulder like over his head or something.
Brain will throw a much smaller boulder.
You know, you were pretty good, like taking on those big guardian things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were like very small compared to the guardian things, and you still killed it.
And I think the secret is that I don't care if I die.
You don't?
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense right now. Either that or I've taken a lot of head injuries the last few weeks.
I mean, I guess I haven't thought about it much. With the Madu, our ancestors are like always with us. So if we die, we're still around. Uh, kind of like gets his thinking face on. Do your people have the same thing?
Um, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know who my people are.
You don't. You don't. You came from like where it was cold with the snow and stuff, like the Shelfady, right?
Yeah, from Calland, but that's like where like my mom and dad are from, but they're not my real parents.
Cool. Like it's real thinky. Your mom and your dad are not
Yeah,
your parents.
yeah. I mean, okay, so they raised me and everything, right? But I don't really even know. Like, since I've been in Ashar, like I've been kind of finding out more about what I am, but I'm not like normal, I guess. It's crazy. So I mean, I don't know.
He puts like a heavy hand on your shoulder. I mean, I'm not sure what normal is, but I think if you know you are not going to stay when you die, like people will miss you. And like Mina will miss you, and Declan seems to like you more now.
Which is really good. It was touch and go there for a while.
He kind of like slowly nods. Um, I mean, then I won't have anyone to like fight off the big beasts and things that we find. Like those other two, they like fly around and they hide around. Like, can get a bit lonely when you're getting punched in the face by things.
Yeah, it's always nice to know that there's someone there that might take a right hook for you occasionally, right?
Somebody else there to get punched in the face. Too.
Yeah,
But listen, I'm not saying
Some
that.
frontline camaraderie.
exactly. Like his arms are like open. He's like exactly.
I'm not saying I like want to die. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people that would like miss me. I mean,
Hmm. He's kind of like passing it in between his 2 brain cells or something, or his 6 brain cells.
I just come to the terms with the fact that it might happen. I mean, it's almost happened like several times recently.
He like nods slowly, coming to a decision. I think I get. So it is not that you want it, but you were at peace with it. That I think I heard people talking like that in the arena. That before they stepped out onto the sands, that they were at peace. I never really considered that I was not going to come back from it. So, but some people didn't.
I mean, my mom would probably kill me if she knew this, and I'm pretty sure Madara would do the same. So we're not gonna like talk to them about this, but yeah.
No. He like holds out his hand like the bond of a gladiator.
Exactly. And he'll, Brain will take your hand and be like, "Yeah, we're both fighters, right?"
We are. I know that you do not fear death, and like his hand kind of like clenches around yours, not like to crush it or anything, but you feel that. But you know that I will not let you die before it is your time. Uh, and neither will they. And as he like clenches, you see like the sand or the dust and the stone dust like wrap around both of your arms, or both our arms, and you kind of see the Minotaur ancestors or something with us as they protected you before.
We both have so much to do.
We do. We have the spurned, and then we have like dragons and stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting rid of me before the dragons.
Ah, good. Mirage will have to hear what we managed to do. And he like holds up like a rock that he's like mimicking as like some sort of dragon face or something, and he just like smashes it against a wall. Love it.
The stories we will tell.
So many.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That felt like a good button to your scene.
Take that button.
Yeah.
I can run with it.
Brashmina would like to commune, not with Ramiel, but with He Who Watches,
Mm-hmm.
if she may.
She may.
She will set up the ritual, burn her incense. She's basically just spending like a few god days in this downtime.
Mm-hmm.
But during this ritual, she's going. This is the 3 questions: yes, no, unclear, or short answers.
Yeah.
The first question will be the entity known as Shay. Is she or are they benevolent?
Unclear.
Is Bryn in control of all of her faculties?
Yes.
Sorry, writing down answers.
No problems.
Last question. She's obviously powerful because of what she did with Bryn in the tower. Bryn is in control. Can she ever take control away from Bryn?
Unclear.
Okay. And then she'll spend some more time basically praying to He Who Watches and thanking him for allowing her the strength to get them through this and for Ramiel's help and aid, and will pray for the souls of the original denizens of Tomokep before they were twisted into the mind flayers through ceremognesis or whatever it is called.
Metamorphosis?
Metamorphosis. I knew it started with the
You were very close.
Thank you. And she's going to hope that they have made it through his night to where they belong, and then that's going to be it from her until things are done. I think, unless Makud wants help with his bag. That's all I've got. planned.
I mean, I figure after we've done like several days of looting or whatever, we'll like count the loot and he'll empty the bag or whatever and see what happens. So now-ish, I guess, if that's good with Rob.
Yeah, sure.
I probably missed a whole bunch of stuff there because I was dealing with the contractors, but I just want to let you know, Rob, that I failed all my other rolls for the lens, so I just made 3 shield tokens.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Right.
But
Loot
yeah,
time.
basically, McCode and Bryn just spoke about.
I got a
Maze
bunch of
and
that,
stuff.
but then I
Okay.
tuned out about maybe.
Abrashmina did a communion about Shay.
Didn't get a whole lot. That. Bryn is in control, apparently, for now.
That was always kind of my guess, but
Yeah,
good to know.
but it is good to. I know it's one of her. Abrashmina knows it's one of Bryn's fears, and so she wanted to be able to tell Bryn that. But whether or not Abrashmina will let her know the answer to the third question, other thing entirely.
Sure.
Abrashmina is going to have to think on that because she doesn't want to make Bryn afraid, but also wants her friend forewarned, so she will have to make a decision.
Okay.
So looty things.
Yes.
Let's
So-
turn that holding inside out.
You turn it inside out, and you receive 7,712 items.
Wow.
7,711 of those are gold coins.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. And the last
7,711.
Okay, you guys said it at the same
Gold
time,
coins.
and I can't hear you guys.
7711.
Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome. The last item is very strange. It is what appears to be a kind of long spool of the this kind of golden silver kind of interwoven thread, sort of roughly like Maku's fist sized, but in each of the ends of the spool, you see there are these 3 on each side, like small black balls.
Okay, so
A
are they
spool
like?
with 3 black balls on either side.
Yeah, so there's 6 balls and a long lotus string that's silver and gold.
So not like a bowler, more,
No, because it's thread. Not,
yeah.
but it was metal thread. I just was.
No,
And
it's
they have
that
holes
color.
on the end. I was just checking. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's longer, like round,
Yeah.
something. Okay.
And
Does it look vaguely Istis-like with
Uh,
the thread?
yeah, make me a religion check.
Oh, I'm good at those. Almost as if I am proficient. Oh, that's a horrible roll. Probably makes sense because it's coming from the Tomokeppen wizard. That is 14.
It does look relatively Istis related, but beyond that, you're unsure.
Can I spend 10 minutes with it and cast Identify?
Yeah, do you touch it?
Yeah, I do.
I've just been reminded that you wanted to touch Makud's hammer, and never got the chance to.
Hammer touch?
Hammer touch?
Yeah.
Just leaving it out there. You don't have to do it now if you don't want to, but
But she's
might
going to
happen.
touch the thread.
So you touch the thread.
Mhm.
Eyes roll back. You have an image of clouds, and of several individuals, all in robes of Istis, walking out into the desert. 2 of them like have their hoods up, and one has his hood down. He's got this very like pointed beard, and he kind of looks around, and you can see that the spool has one of the balls missing as he kind of holds it up, and he begins unthreading it and wrapping it around the other 2 and then himself. He ties it off, and he whispers something into the spool, and it like, and the thread tightens around them, and they vanish. And then your kind of vision shifts, and you see that they're back in like an ancient looking Ashar, far smaller, and he bends and like opens a little box hidden in like a cubby hole, and pulls out one of the balls and reattaches it to the end of the spool, and then he whispers like a prayer of thanks, and your vision returns.
Okay, so if I cast Identify, am I going to get anything more?
Yeah, I mean you'll get the rules basically.
Yeah.
So if you cast Identify, this is a spool of Istas. Of the 6 black balls, you can place them anywhere, and then wrap up to 10 creatures in the spool, and can teleport to the location of any of the balls.
Oh.
Interesting.
So you place the ball in some place and then leave it.
You leave it. You hide one of the little balls somewhere, and then you can go back there whenever you like.
That's pretty cool.
Nice. So that solves one of the problems that we were going to have. We can leave a ball here.
So, over the next, how long is it to use Nystel's magic aura to make something not look magical?
30 days.
30 days. So over the next 30 days, what I should do is make one of those balls look not magical, and then bury it someplace so no one would ever detect it.
That's real smart.
And then.
Mm-hmm. But it's Makud's weave, damn it!
He just puts it on his horn like a toilet paper.
Sure. He would teleport from one horn to the other horn. If you explain all that stuff to him, Makud would absolutely want one of the dwarves to have a ball, his ball.
Imagine they just see
nope.
Makud 10 minutes later and it's empty. He's like, yeah, I just gave it to my friends so I can go see them whenever I want. God damn it, Makud.
Oh, damn it. What's the smith's name?
Bonto?
Damara or whatever.
Well, there's... Yeah, Cowrie or Bunto.
There's Cowrie. I was thinking Calder because of my character, but
it's almost cloudy, but it's with a re instead of a.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's apparently my favorite name sound.
Or maybe was it Damara or whatever?
Damara's the kind of
the elder.
the elder.
Yeah. I mean, he's more sensible, maybe.
You give it to who Makud would give it to.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I will roll a dice, see if Makud's feeling sensible or not. He rolled high. He's feeling sensible. Tomorrow's cool. He's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
He would just be like, hey, hey, Damara. And as he turns, he's just going to throw the ball at him.
He like juggles it a bit, but catches it. What's this, Makud?
You hold on to that, and then we can come back and see you.
What?
Makud looks to the others like, is this guy stupid?
It is magical.
You hold on to that, and we can come see you. That is what it does.
Maybe put it someplace safe.
I will do that. He puts it in a pocket. Kind of giving you all a weird look.
Put it someplace that you won't mind us showing up uninvited.
Very well. So,
right, problem solved.
Yeah. Declan would like to spend an hour with that Wando Snakes.
Oh, sure.
You're gonna spend an hour with it? You're gonna let Bryn identify it first?
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, I guess she can do her psychokinesis thing.
Yeah.
No. She has identify.
Yeah, literally. I mean,
it's like, yeah.
That's true. Actually, if it's all right, if you'd let me do this, I would like to observe her do the ritual and just copy it into my spellbook.
Sure.
Then I will do that. Here you go, Bryn.
Unfortunately, it's not magical.
Ah,
It's a stick
just
with
a
some
pretty
tentacles
snake wand.
on it. So
But the thing that I picked up, I
yeah.
rolled really poorly for. Okay.
Yeah. So Bryn doesn't actually get to casting identify. She's like, this isn't.
I think he was talking about this.
He was talking about his.
Yeah,
apologies.
not the tentacle one.
Yeah, I was about
Sorry.
to say,
The tentacle one is.
No, yeah.
A big fancy loot drop.
Yeah, the wand. Oh, fucking Christ! God damn. Yeah.
Heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me. Oh yes. This, sir, is a wand of paralysis.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Makud even more delayed. Woo.
Ooh.
I'm gonna call it the Snaky Wand of Paralysis.
Yeah.
You do you. So, would you like your big payout?
Yes, please.
After everything is brought into the center, it's mostly, as we in the accounting business call, cash and cash equivalents, and the dwarves basically section off a reasonable amount of that for you guys, and they take most of the sort of non-coin stuff, so that you guys are basically just left with a cash amount of 32,543 gold pieces.
32,000.
543. 32543.
Let me add up the other two.
32,500.
543.
That is 10,063 gold pieces and 5 silver to everyone.
How is it 10,000 when there's 4 of us?
She's adding the other.
7,000, or is Makud gonna keep the 7,000 all to himself?
Oh no! What You're adding the platinum thing to this thing?
No, the
I'm
7,000
adding
from the bag of
7,000
holding.
There was
Oh,
7,000 gold in that
oh
too.
no! Makud doesn't
Okay.
care at all. Like he like does that and it just spills all over the floor and
I didn't think you would care.
Ooh, piece of candy.
it's scary.
10,063 and 5 silver.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
10k,
How much gold?
63, 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Oh,
need
man.
We have enough to pay off. No, wait, no, we don't have enough to pay off Sherrod. Because that's 190.
we could make a dent and buy some more healing potions.
Mm-hmm. We should
That
go
is-
potion shopping and then. Mina's gonna go potion shopping and then pay off some debt.
All right. Well, is that you guys pretty much done with all your business here?
Mm-hmm. Abarashmina is going to have a conversation with Bryn about her communions. Basically let her know that I did some of my, and she kind of like wiggles her fingers about Shay, like you asked me to.
And what did you find out? Am I doomed?
No, you are not doomed. She is a mysterious creature, that is for sure. Even he who watches is not entirely sure of her intentions, does not know if she is benevolent or not, but he was very very certain that you are in control of all of your faculties, so you do not have to worry that, you are being controlled. I know that was a worry of yours.
I don't know how much you know about what happened back there with the brain, but yeah, that was not really me. There at the end.
Brashmina kind of nods and says, sometimes when we have patrons of a higher power, they can let us borrow it from time to time. He said that you were in control of yourself, but when I asked if that was something that Shay could take from you, he said that was unclear. So it is a possibility. I know that is not comforting, but I thought it best that you be forewarned. That way, if it is not something that you want, you would have the ability to hopefully fight it off. If it is, you know. But I do know that the first time I asked, she is not a danger to you. But her overall intentions as an entity are unknown. But you are in control, and she's not dangerous to you.
Until she decides that I shouldn't be in control.
I did not ask if it is something she would do. I just asked if it was something she could. If that distinction is important, I think. I do not wish to poison your mind against.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what she is, and I don't know what's going on. But
Sounds as though it is a bit of your ancestry, yes?
I think
From
so.
what you told me?
I think so.
Then either way, it is not necessarily something that you can separate yourself from fully unless you have the tools and the ability to do so. If that
I
is
mean,
something you want, I will.
no, I mean, not right now. I mean, so far it's been useful stuff, and it hasn't, like you said, it hasn't been harmful stuff to me. Like like I was,
Save our lives in that cigarette.
yeah, really, really did, and just, I mean, I, yeah, I think whatever you did before definitely like kept me from like going over to the other side, but I don't think I would have walked away if it hadn't been for her. I don't think any of us would have. So there's that, right?
Mm-hmm. I do think, I think personally, this is not coming from Ramiel or my God. I think she has your best interests at heart. And as someone who has both a God and someone a little bit more terrestrial serving as my guide, the ones with power, such as Shay, they can sometimes become a bit vaguely annoying or annoyingly vague the older and more powerful they get. So perhaps it is just a bit of, you know, she's having fun because she can communicate with someone and it's interesting. But, you know, she has to be scary, right?
I
Although
mean,
powerful, so that you don't, like, you know, if she lets you know that she is, you know, allergic to fig Newtons or something, she becomes a little bit less impressive, yes?
yeah. I mean, I don't. It's never like that. It's more just like, hey, you know, it's like she's giving me gifts that and kind of gives me like, I don't know. Sometimes just get like a gut feeling that I should try something or that I should do something,
Mm-hmm.
and I just I just kind of go with it, and usually it's okay.
Abrashmina kind of chuckles. I believe that is what some many would refer to as faith.
Is she
She,
a god? Like, I don't know what makes someone a god. I mean, or how someone becomes a god.
uh, with it's it is different for all. There are many gods. I know that he who watches is not the only god of death, but he is the Ashari god of death. He is important to the people who believe in him, and like with Vale, she becomes more and more powerful the more we reawaken the world to her.
So I should get followers for Shay?
I am not saying that you should, but perhaps it is one of those things that she becomes more powerful the more you believe in her.
Well, she's talked about like the rest of my people before.
But she has no guidance on how you would find them.
Uh, I mean, not really. I mean, I can like, I don't know, like pray to her. Is that what you do? You pray?
It's basically just talking to them
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hoping that they listen.
I mean, because that might be what she wants. Maybe she wants followers.
Oh, maybe.
Or
It's going
does
I
it
down a
want?
real dangerous path here.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I could talk to her and like. I mean, she probably doesn't want followers. I mean, I'll ask.
Yes. Well, all I know is that for me, I am, as Nahesira said, an ASMR, and my family's bloodline has apparently been tied to He Who Watches for a very long time. Dune is connected to his god Nara, goddess Nara.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I think it sounds right. It's been
Close
so long.
enough. Close enough. But he is also a small, and perhaps it is just your people are just other people that entities like Shay can touch.
Maybe. I mean, because like Max got like family stuff too, right? Like his ancestors protect him and protect us.
Mm-hmm.
As the
I,
Sand Swirly stuff.
Niran.
I was so close.
You were. I'm impressed.
Without having to look through my book. Yes, I believe it is something like that. It is just an ancestor of yours made a deal with a being of great power, and now that power and that has become one with your bloodline.
So probably not a god. Unless like there's a connection there that I don't. You know, I'm just gonna not really worry about the whole god stuff because like
Maybe,
that's not
maybe
really my
not.
thing.
We are already helping another dying god reclaim
Yeah.
their position in this world. Perhaps we don't need to introduce a new one to it.
Do you think it's kind of weird that we all have this like stuff, like ancestral spirit, gods stuff, and
No, that is one of the few things that I think makes the most sense about our group. We were brought together for a reason, and it is perhaps these special connections to things that allowed the our particular threads weave into this fate.
Declan's just standing in a rain cloud off to the side with no god watching over him.
do you think that like Declan's
Somebody brought you
hiding a
here.
god?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Do you think Declan's like hiding a god, or maybe it's like
There was in the Vakar when we all first met. Uh, you and Makud came rushing through the door, and I
Yeah.
heard Ramiel tell me to go with you, both.
yeah? I
And
don't even
then,
know how I ended up with him. He was
yes,
literally just the biggest guy there, and I was like, I need to survive, so find the biggest guy there.
I do
That
not
was like
think
my
that you could have done any better. But yes,
just like
I
gut instincts. That's how I'm gonna get out of here. Is find someone who's gonna punch everyone in the face.
I yes. But I heard Ramiel speak to me in one of the first times that his voice was clear, uh, telling me to go with you. And then whenever we met Declan, I heard him again saying that Declan needed to stay with us. So whether or not Declan is hiding, I don't think that Declan is hiding a god,
I don't
but
think he's
I
hiding a
do,
god either.
I do not doubt that perhaps Istis had something to do with bringing him to us.
It's just crazy sometimes to think about. Like
But I
how
am
hmm?
I was just going to say, but I am also a cleric. I tend to see fate and destiny in the weaves of all random circumstances and coincidences.
Yeah, that's kind of like your like brand, isn't it?
Yes. Considering that there are some stories that say that he who watches and is just got a little, and she kind of like gives Bryn a little look.
There
There
are a
is
lot of stories about the gods who get a little, you know.
the goddess of fate and he who watches have a long and storied history.
Oh
To no
boy.
surprise, I think.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Yeah, whenever you got like the goddess of fate, like weaving your life's pattern,
One of them
and
turned into a goose and seduced the other one.
that's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's this person's time to go. You kind of have to have the god of death agree with you to let you cut
Totally.
that thread. You know what I
For
mean?
sure. Yeah.
Or vice
They work in
versa.
concert.
Yeah, they
It's
Abrashmina
like
was
they're
almost,
made for each other.
I was almost, real talk, almost did a knowledge cleric of Istis,
Hmm.
but went grave and he who watches.
Knowledge cleric is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, um, thank you for finding that information or asking that out for me. I mean, for the most part, it kind of puts my mind at ease. There's definitely a few things in there that are a little
And
concerning.
it comes with the caveat that I can only get the answers that he who watches would know. And
Yeah, she could be hiding things from him, or he could just be like, I really don't care, whatever.
it's
Right?
entirely possible that she is a new entity that has not garnered enough concern of his to be notable, maybe? I do not know.
Or if they're all working together to keep us together and moving us through fate or whatever, they're not gonna, you know, point out everything to us.
Exactly. I get better answers on that regard from Ramiel, but I do not think he is meant to tell me as much as he does.
Well, I I have faith in you. I have faith in Declan and Macoon, and some days I have faith in myself. And
You are a very capable woman, and I am sure more than anything that all four of us were brought together for a reason.
yeah, I mean, we're going to go fight dragons. I mean, that's what Macoon and I want. We're going to fight dragons.
You're going to save a shard from the
Yeah, that too. I mean,
so save a shard from the spurned, going
mhm,
to free it from slavery and fight dragons.
and fight
After
dragons.
this, that is like grocery list.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we probably should pick up a few things the next time we're in the shower.
Yes, I think. Oh, we should. I think finish packing. Let's go check.
Brandy.
That's my scene button noise.
And I think with that, before you guys head back to Ashar, we will end the session.
Can Mako just ask one question?
Of course.
And we can leave it there. It's like, what is the quickest way to the spurned? Because I know like the suggestion is to go to Ashar, but then we have to go to the monk, and then we have to walk to the spurned, and the spurned still isn't defeated. Like, he was our original goal,
Yeah,
and he's
I
still
tried.
a threat.
Yeah, I tried scrying on him. I didn't want to spam it 3 times.
Yeah, I
during the
mean,
middle of the
you're.
I know, but we don't know that he's deactivated, and there's a fuck ton of worms up
Yeah,
there.
you're.
know.
Supposedly
So
near here.
yeah,
He was supposed
he's
to
not
be.
near where you are now, but by the entrance, you could feel the rumbling of the worms when you were entering the Underdark.
Sure.
It's not that far from the monk, so this is.
It was at least 3 weeks, I thought.
Yeah,
for
it's
us
a
to
long
walk
way from the
from
monk.
here to the monk.
He's also been moving for 3 weeks.
Presumably,
Yes.
you
so
don't know.
it's like.
I mean, I
he's
thought
been
he was gathering his strength in the worms in this area, which is why we came here. We don't know that
It
he's been moving on the charm.
It wasn't that far from the Monk of the Ways. And we could
3
see-
weeks, as
Yeah,
described.
3 weeks.
But you said that we could see the mountain he was supposed to be on from the secret entrance that we got teleported to.
The mountain the monk was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're giant fucking mountains. Well, mesas.
Okay. Well, either way, it's not that far. I mean, it might be 3
3
weeks, but
weeks. Yeah.
it might be 3 weeks, but that's still not far from. It's no closer than the entrance was.
I mean, we're a couple of days or something from the entrance or something.
Yeah, about a
from
week.
this. About a week from here, and that's where we felt the rumbling of the worms. So
So
like,
you want to go after the spurned? now and not escape a
Why
shock.
do you want to go to the city?
I,
Apart from to see
don't know.
Eli. You don't know.
I mean, okay, you don't have to get combative with me and kind of rude, but
I'm just asking.
okay,
Why
no,
why
we're
do you
getting
want to go
kind
to
of
the city?
because I thought this is where I thought everyone else wanted to go, but apparently not.
Okay, why does everyone want to go
Well,
to the city?
I think
then?
the idea was to have go to the city because that's a place that Deontay knows to then teleport you to the monk.
Yeah.
Sure, but I'm just saying we're near the threat to a Shah, relatively.
Okay, this could have been something that came up in chat whenever I was all like, "Hey, we could go to a city, then teleport to the monk."
I think maybe it's a discussion we can have next time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in chat over, over Facebook or whatever. But yeah, we'll end it there.